is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by DEA Take Back Day.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump is sending negotiators to Pakistan for weekend talks aimed at ending the war with Iran. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
The president is sending envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner to the talks in Islamabad. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says Vice President Vance is not going, at least not for now.
The vice president, I understand, is on standby and will be willing to dispatch to Pakistan if we feel it's a necessary use of his time.
Vice President Vance led the first round of talks in Pakistan amid reports the Iranian team preferred to negotiate with him. This new round of talks comes as the U.S. continues its blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
In southern Georgia, more than 120 homes have been destroyed, and thousands of residents have been urged to be prepared to evacuate as two separate wildfires spread amid dry conditions. Governor Brian Kemp.
These two fires have created the most lost homes ever in the history of our state. So being the number 1 and 2 ranked fires in the country, also the most homes lost ever in a Georgia fire, really shows you just how bad these two fires are.
No deaths reported in Georgia, but in Florida, a volunteer firefighter has died after suffering a medical emergency while fighting a brush fire. Strong storms, possible tornadoes, even snow possible somewhere in the United States this weekend. Meteorologist Craig Allen has details on a storm coming out of the Midwest and heading east.
Showers and thunderstorms will continue from the top of the lakes right down through Michigan. It's moving past Chicago, but will enter the Ohio Valley. Not quite as severe or as intense as some of the thunderstorms were yesterday that produced several tornadoes, more than a dozen confirmed tornadoes.
The Justice Department is making some changes when it comes to carrying out executions. The Federal Bureau of Prisons is being directed to reinstate the execution protocol, which relies on single drug lethal injections of pentobarbital. The drug was used to carry out over a dozen executions during the first Trump administration. Also being adopted is death by firing squad. Hundreds of foreign-born Americans could lose their citizenship as the Justice Department moves to increase the pace of denaturalization. CBS's Allison Keyes reports.
The DOJ wants to revoke the citizenship of 384 people, and it's moving to assign the cases to civil litigators in 39 regional offices. Federal law allows the government to ask the court to take away the citizenship of those who obtained it fraudulently. Denaturalizations have been rare in recent decades, but the Trump administration ordered the Department of Homeland Security to reform more than 200 such cases a month to the DOJ. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
This was first reported by the New York Times. This is CBS News.
Help keep our community safe and healthy during National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, April 25th. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com.
Now it's the public's turn to comment on money missing from the King County Homelessness Authority. But first, Nate Connors at the Real-Time Traffic Desk.
All right, this one brought to us by Carpet Liquidators. Seattle to Federal Way is a 45-minute commute this afternoon as we recover from an earlier car fire down in Fife. So it's a little slow along South Center, not too bad, but it gets pretty heavy at State Route 516, and that'll carry you into Fife. This backup is adding to our bumper-to-bumper backup on westbound 18 between 167 and I-5. Southbound 167 also jammed up from State Route 18 into Puyallup. Tacoma, westbound 16 is packed at South 19th Street over to the Narrows Bridge due to lane closures on the bridge. Those closures will be with us through the weekend. North 405, bumper to bumper from South Center through the Renton S-curves, 40 minutes between South Center and Bellevue. Coming the other way, Bellevue to Renton's a half hour. Our usual backups, you'll get heavy at Southeast 8th. 45 minutes through downtown Seattle on North 5. The backup started at Albro Place. And Everett to Marysville, pretty heavy today, taking you 25 minutes. That's a 10-minute delay. Get your entire home installed for just $99 at Carpet Liquidators. From carpet to flooring, Carpet Liquidators has got you covered. KIRO News Radio, Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Taxpayers are getting their chance to let the King County Regional Homelessness Authority know how they feel after a new audit revealed the agency lost track of $13 million. Agency's board is holding that public meeting right now. County Council member Rod Dembowski says there is momentum behind his plan to dissolve the agency.
And I have gotten emails and texts and calls from current elected officials, former elected officials, people that work in the space saying, thank you. This needs to happen.
Dembowski tells KIRO Radio's Gian Ursula he plans to introduce that legislation next week to start the process of shuttering the agency. An audit of the county medical examiner's office, meantime, finds it has no security cameras in its vaults where cash, medication, and suspected narcotics gathered during death investigations are stored. The audit says the ME's office needs a formal risk strategy to prevent theft and loss. The office has agreed to work on those improvements. Break-ins are on the rise in Seattle's Wallingford neighborhood. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman met up with the owner of the Sock Monster. She says a woman recently smashed through her front door and stole products.
Owner Kelly Tremaine says this woman also took cash and several computers from the back and caused all sorts of damage, something she knows other businesses in the neighborhood have dealt with.
And other business owners reaching out to me and letting me know that it had happened to them.
Break-ins in Wallingford have more than doubled in the last year because according to SPD's crime dashboard, they've already had 65 burglaries this year. At this time last year, they had only 32.
Now some business owners say they're considering banding together to hire private security in the area. A great player and a great person. That's how the Seahawks described their first-round pick and Notre Dame running back Jadarian Price. He was surrounded by family when he got the call last night. Most important, he tells 710 Seattle Sports, his mother.
She's about 11 years, cancer-free, but still able to attend games, still able to take me and my sisters to practices and motivate us to be better and do better than what she did. So, I give all my, hats off to her, and she's my rock, and I wouldn't be here without her.
Seahawks still have 3 more picks in the draft. They will try to trade for more. Your weather update now. Some high clouds, but still plenty of sunshine and pleasant temperatures. Right now, 63 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Yeah, I'm a little tired, so do some music that would kind of, Friday music sort of pep me up a little bit.
I think I've got just a thing here, John.
Do you really? Okay.
People keep trying to tell me how to live, and I'm just over here running out of stuff to give. I ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about it.
Come on, Jacob.
Your TV is lying 'cause the world ain't on fire. And
does Joe usually dance with you?
No.
Okay, good. I won't either.
I ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about
Good
it.
Friday song. That's part.
This life is really whatever you make it. There's so much good in the world for the taking. Yeah. Just take a look at the sky up above.
Yeah.
All that matters is love, 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 love.
Thank you. Andrew, you knew just what I needed. Thank you for that. Alrighty. Here's my rundown, Jacob. Oh, wow, look how fancy this is.
Is it?
When's Joe get back?
Oh, yeah.
I hate, you with your your fonts. You're changing your
the
fonts.
simple ones.
Oh, this Havaleka or whatever.
A lot more sheets as well. A lot more sheets of paper.
There's lots of paper the guy gives. The ongoing debate whether or not data centers should be coming or more data centers should be coming to the state of Washington and Seattle. There has been a protest. I'm going to have my friend Chris Yetman's going to come on and talk about that. Is it good? Is it bad? The numbers are pretty crazy when you think about how much energy some of these need. But the upside is, like in Loudoun County, Virginia, they put in all of these data centers. And now they're making so much money in Loudoun County, Northern Virginia, they were able to give a tax break on property. They give breaks on car registrations. Like, hey, we're rolling in the dough. Of course, we're also using up a tremendous amount of energy. Southern Poverty Law Center, apparently they need to put somebody else on their hate list, and that would be themselves. I guess if you need to stoke fear and resentment and anger, you can pay a bunch of folks in sheets, KKK members, to go out there and march around, and then they can go, look at this, these guys are scary, so send us money. The indictment is, I think, 11 different charges against them. And do we have sound from what the White House was saying? Is Kash Patel involved in that?
Yeah, Pete did a press conference. We'll hear from him.
Also, I like the fact some of the funding that they said, this is a spokesperson said, defended itself against the reports on the controversial spending practices by informing donors that funding the KKK is only 3% of what they do. Thank you. Do we decide whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing? So the Boston Marathon's happening. The guy is 2/10 away from the finish line, and these two runners do something to that guy that will shock you.
Wow, that's a tease.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, there. Rye's going to come by and talk about the draft. Okay, I'm going to get to Chris.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Yepman joining me on the line now. Chris, thank you. By the way, let's start off with the fact that thank you for what you did last Saturday for St. Jude. Remarkable man. Great focus on supporting St. Jude and the work that you do. And also, I have to ask you this question. Do you have any other shirts other than old Hawaiian vintage shirts? Every time I see you, you can tell. Let me just say this. Kids out there, you know when a man is successful when he just wears whatever the hell he wants to wear. And that is you, Chris.
Thank you. Yeah, I am at the phase in my life, whether it's success or just getting old enough, that I've decided I'm going to wear what I want to wear. People will decide what they're going to want to decide.
Yep.
But I learned a long time ago, it is the don't judge a book by its cover.
No.
Yeah.
What would be the title of your book if your name is on there? But then what would be the title?
Oh man. I can't believe I got away with all this. I don't know.
Well, the reason you're on is because we were talking at the St. Jude Gala, and I don't know how we got on the data centers, I guess because of your expertise in data centers. And I thought you'd be a great guy to have on, a former COO of Vantage Data Centers. All of the alarm and the protests and the lighting the hair on fire, should we be concerned?
Well, I think there's areas, John, to be concerned. But I also think that they're reasonably addressable. And actually, there are a number of people who are doing large data centers and campuses and the rest of that are finding ways to address that already. And so sometimes I call it playing old tapes, sometimes people get it stuck in a rut on certain things and they play the old tapes because those are the ones that they're comfortable with. And so, original data center designs that were popular more than a decade ago used obnoxious amounts of water. They absolutely did. So there's a reason to be concerned about that. But there's, at the same time today, most of the newer designs don't. And there's reasons why some companies would still want to use those older designs, but that's where leadership and government should come in properly and say, we would welcome a data center, but we would welcome it under these circumstances, right? Versus just getting trampled on.
Joining us, Chris Yepman, the former COO of Vantage Data Center. I'm going to throw some numbers out there, and this is pretty shocking stuff. The amount of energy it takes. Here we go. You ready? By 2030, they're saying 30 gigawatt. And 30 gigawatt is what 25 to 30 million households use. Is that square?
It's actually low.
Oh, my God. So, and by the way, with data centers, we say data centers, we're just talking about the cloud. Oh, where's my contact? Where's my picture of my dog? Oh, it's in the cloud. It's the data center. It's a gigantic building that has just rows and rows and rows and rows of all of the either CPUs or GPUs, all there just running constantly 24 hours a day. So you're saying 30 gigawatts is low?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think the industry is probably not using terribly far from that today. And last year alone, I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't do research on this for a living, but because I work with a lot, you see and you hear a lot. I'm quite comfortable. Last year alone, the industry wrote contracts for certainly more than 10 gigawatts worth of new data centers. It'll take a number of years to finish building those, but this year they'll probably write another 10 plus gigawatts, and next year they'll write another 10 plus gigawatts. So it's not going to slow down necessarily anytime soon because the demand is that high.
Right. It takes about 18 to 30 months once you go through the whole permitting process and everything else to get them. Only one guy has set the world record, Elon Musk, who in 122 days built the Colossus data center. I mean, I don't know how he was able to do it, but he got that one done. So as it comes to the state of Washington, do you think Washington will be able to support that type of energy use?
Well, I think there's going to be some concerns around energy use, but there are also ways to resolve that, right, or get around it. So if you think about the data centers, and actually, maybe if you want to think of it as a mild rebellion, right, where people are like, not in my backyard,
yes.
or, we have too many already. The things that they're mostly concerned about are going to be things like noise concerns, which I get that, water concerns, also get that, and power. And so, in terms of power, just give you a good example, out in Grant County, right here in Washington, because, you will find a bunch of data centers out there. They actually got, people are selling farmland over to the data center companies, and there's, probably close to a gigawatt worth of data centers sitting out near Quincy, Washington, and Wenatchee.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Because this is a county that didn't have a very big tax base. And there's different ways that you can actually say, how are we going to, as a government, for example, help that? Washington State gave a tax incentive for customers to put data centers there. There's a good reason for that, too, because all up and down the Columbia River, you have about, 8 dams. So all the power is hydro, which means it's already green. And, and so the trick is, you do that, and maybe you gave them a tax break. I understand that, but at the same time, they're still paying local property taxes. They're still paying, just like you mentioned in Virginia earlier. And so the standard of living in that space has increased as a result. And it wasn't really a huge tax burden on the state, other than, by the way, you didn't take in as much tax revenue, but that's okay because you offset a whole bunch of other costs that were there locally that, those are all good employers now.
And for the people there in Grant County, the downside for them?
Maybe a little less farmland that I think they already have still plenty of, to be honest with you. I mean, if you sell 1,000 acres, Washington's a big state. 1,000 acres is, I'm not saying people are selling 1,000 at a time. What I'm getting at is all the data centers collectively might take up about that much space.
Chris, Chris, did you see the story about the Kentucky family? Did you hear about this, the $26 million?
No.
I'll play it for you. Listen to this.
Listening to these cattle, what are they saying to you?
Stay and hold and feed a nation. If it's my way, I'll stay and hold and feed a nation. 26 million doesn't mean anything.
Some people might find it hard to understand how Delcia Bear can turn away a $26 million offer to buy some of her land until you spend a little time with her walking the dirt road she grew up on and in the house her daddy built.
They've had the farm for 200 years, and the data center people came along and offered her $26 million. She said no.
Oh, man. That's I don't know if I could.
Wait a minute. Hey, we started this conversation with the fact that you're at a point in your life you don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Fair enough, I guess. Right. But, that's, but we got a lot, but 26 million is 26 million.
Yeah. Everybody's got a price. I got it. So I was looking in Loudoun County, that's in Northern Virginia. So they provide only 0.4 of a cent for services, but in return, they get $1 back with taxes. So they're giving tax breaks to people. They're raking in all this money. They're able to fund a whole bunch of stuff, schools, they pull all the money in. So it all works in. It's not like, the local radioactive dump site is setting up in somebody's backyard. This is not like...
No, there are so many more industries that would be harder to host than a data center. They're incredibly clean. I don't want to sound like overly apologetic, but really they don't, the water that people do use when they're using it, which again, there's ways to mitigate that we can talk about, but is for cooling, right? And what they do is they use evaporative cooling. And so the water is brought up, and yes, you could drain an aquifer if you're not careful, and it's used and evaporated to be able to create cooling for the data centers. You can create waterless designs that, help obviate the need for that. There's no chemical dumping, there's no, the noise is actually reasonably abatable. And just like if you zone correctly, you put these things into light industrial zones. So you're not necessarily putting them right into a neighborhood. And I've done a lot of data centers like where we did in Europe where they're packed tighter. They are literally in neighborhoods. That's difficult. but still even doable because you can put sound baffling in and everything else like that.
Yeah.
So, the challenge is going to be, it is sucking all the power out of the grid. And I get it, right? Because these things are very, very power hungry. Like you said, 30 gigawatts, right? And you think about what that looks like. But most of those larger data centers that are being created right now, they're doing something called behind the meter. And so what happens is they look for local access to large amounts of natural gas, just like any power plant would. They tap into that and they create a local power plant that runs on that natural gas, and then that feeds the data center. And so the data center actually acts like an island, and it doesn't necessarily have to draw from the grid.
Yeah. And I was seeing in Denmark, they take the heat that is created there and they send that out. They ship that out and use that again. That's something you and I just talked about briefly on last Saturday.
Yeah.
You said, well, there's an innovative way to actually, use some of the things that people are concerned with in a positive way. What was that thing we were chatting with on Saturday? You'd mentioned. Hey,
yes, they have heating districts, and so when you create, when you use things to take away heat, you have to transfer that heat to someplace else. Or if you have a furnace, for example, as part of a manufacturing process, what do you do with that waste heat? In their case, they actually create heating districts. It's not a U.S. thing. But one of the things we did talk about was if you were generating local power, you could use a turbine. And so it's literally like a jet engine that you would see on a jet, but instead it's a 50 megawatt generator.
Yeah.
And so it just runs that generator. But those exhausts are very, very hot. And so what you do is you actually take that exhaust heat and you run that through another heat exchanger and you use it to boil water, which then can actually create a boiler situation to run another turbine. Or to help you run your air conditioning.
Closed system.
Yeah. So the idea is to make the whole system as efficient as possible when you do that.
Yeah.
And those technologies are entirely possible. And, I think the opportunity that gets largely missed, and Loudon gets that. Texas is actually doing a lot of work in that space too. And they will eventually, by the way, mark my words, be bigger than Virginia when it comes to the numbers of data centers. But, you can actually say, okay, if you want to use water, what we're going to make you do instead is work with all of the local farmland and everything else like that and force them to do things like, force the data centers, for example, to pay for upgrades to the farm system to do drip irrigation and other things like that. So it's like, if you're going to use water for this, help us save water over here to offset that, right? And those things are entirely possible to manage.
I think that is obviously the smarter way to innovate rather than to just close down. The state of Maine now, no data centers. There will be no data centers in Maine. No, I realize it's, 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 people to build the data centers. It only takes about 50 to 100 people to actually run it. So it's not like you can have a big employer base, but you could generate revenue. So Maine said no. I don't know what Washington will end up doing with this, but I now I feel guilty because I was using chat today on the plane flying back from New York. And I realized, like, if I use Google, it's like a little bit. But if I use chat for some dumb thing like, oh, how tall was Hank Aaron? Like, how much energy does that use, Chris? Tell me,
There's people who would argue that it uses about a glass of water just to ask ChatGPT something. So, but the interesting thing is, again, that's with more traditional designs. I think the newer designs are certainly a lot more efficient. But I would argue, and it's the same thing related to, say, even St. Jude type stuff, whatever else, artificial intelligence is going to continue on whether you like it or not.
Yes.
And people will gravitate towards it, which means the demand will not stop, which is why I was getting at the fact that 30 gigawatts is actually small.
Yeah.
And so the demand will keep going. They got to find a home someplace. The smarter thing to do is to work with it.
Yeah.
And you want that demand because here's a good example to me. I don't really care about a doll version of myself. I know a lot of people are having fun with the image creation, right? And they're like, give me a cutie doll or whatever I look like. I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. You know what I want? I want to be able to feed it all of the DNA and other information that is related to cancer research,
right? And
say, help me find a better cure. And these things that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Like, this is the stuff that AI is going to help us fix. And,
right.
I would hate the idea of slowing that down.
Lives saved, whether they're in old Hawaiian shirts or wherever they are. Chris, thank you for your time. Have a fabulous weekend. Demand calls that we check traffic. Thanks for your time.
Do the same. All right.
See you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Nate,
Yes,
check it out.
sir.
Nathan. All right, here we go.
Alrighty, Subaru Puyallup has our update. It is not a Friday light this afternoon. In fact, far from it. Everett to Marysville, in fact, is a half-hour commute. Stop and go between 526 and 528. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. You've got building volumes between Shoreline and Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, 45 minutes. Scattered backups between Bellevue and Bothell. South 52 Linwood at 196. We've got a crash blocking the HOV lane. Looks like this might be a rollover there that's made its way into the median. Northbound 405 in the south end, we're bumper to bumper coming off I-5 through South Center up through the Renton S-curves, and then it thins out, but you're not in the clear until you reach Northeast 44th. 40 minutes between South Center and Bellevue. Coming the other way, Bellevue to Renton at 25 minutes. Typical slowing from 520 to the Renton landing. It gets thick there at Southeast 8th through Factoria. 45 minutes through downtown Seattle on North 5, and your solid backup starts from Albro all the way up past the Ship Canal Bridge. With the high gas prices, now is the time to buy a hybrid or all-electric at Subaru Puyallup. Great selection and pricing are at your stress-free dealership, Subaru of Puyallup.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
If you are a Washington landlord, you've likely noticed that things are changing. There's new rental laws and new rules, higher cost, a lot less flexibility than before. You know, most landlords I talk to, they know some of the numbers. They know the rent, the mortgage, obviously, stuff like that, property value. But what about the numbers that really matter, like taxes, vacancies, repairs, your time? A lot of guys don't consider the time in there. The actual cost of exiting someday, what would that look like? When you get the full picture, some rentals seem fine, but some aren't. So if you want to sell without a tax plan, well, then you're in a whole bunch of trouble because there could be some nasty surprises coming down the road. That's why Madrona Financial and CPAs, they're hosting a free webinar workshop for landlords who want clarity. They're going to show you how to evaluate the true performance of your rental, whether selling makes sense, and how to do it with tax efficiency. Now, Madrona's free landlord exit strategy workshop is coming up on Tuesday, the 28th of April, which also happens to be my sister's birthday, at 6:30 p.m. Now, there's no politics. There's no pressure involved. It's just real math, real explanations. Now, seats are limited, and they go real fast. Reserve at 833-673-7373, 833-673-7373, MadronaFinancial.com/events.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
ICE agents have now been deployed to 14 airports across the country.
Traffic.
Did they open lanes?
They just reopened all lanes of northbound I-5.
Engaging conversation.
If he ends this right now, it only emboldens Iran. That's a big, big mistake.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! JSN!
Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
511 is now part of Seattle in the South Center Mall. It's more than a brand, it's a lifestyle built on reliability and performance. Whether you're on duty, on the trail, working out, or out for adventure, 511 delivers purpose-built clothing, bags, and footwear that stand up to the toughest demands. 511 gear is trusted by those who never settle for less. Choose 511 and live ready for anything. Are you ready to discover your 511? 511, now part of Seattle in the South Center Mall.
Gas prices are at record highs. Markets are volatile. And if you're retired or close to it, I know what you're thinking. Is my plan strong enough for what's coming? Most financial plans aren't built for times like these. They're built for the good times. And that's a problem. That's why one of the Northwest's best-known retirement attorneys, Rajiv Nagayach with LifePoint Law, is personally leading seminars where you'll learn why the planning you've already done may not be enough and what a real retirement plan looks like when your healthcare, housing, legal protection, and finances all work together. No sales pitch, no obligation, just 90 minutes that could change the way you think about your future and give you the peace of mind that you won't run out of money or become a burden on your family.
Attend a free LifePoint Law retirement seminar in Puyallup on May 5th, Federal Way on May 6th, Bellevue on May 7th, or Linwood on May 12th. Seminars begin at 6:30 p.m. Seats are limited, so register now at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. you need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Voted best of Western Washington. Ranked #1 senior living community in America. Aegis Living, Washington's most luxurious assisted living and memory care. Schedule a tour today at aegisliving.com/KIRO and get a special take-home gift. Aegis Living. This must be the place.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. Peace talks between the U.S. and Iran are set to resume this weekend in Pakistan. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president's envoys will take part in those talks.
The president has decided to dispatch Special Envoy Witkoff and Jared Kushner back to Islamabad. The Iranians want to talk.
CBS's Ed O'Keefe has more from the White House.
These two envoys heading there, it at least creates the prospect that diplomacy will continue. But the fact that the Pentagon is pushing on this idea that the blockade is now global and that it's stretched into the Indo-Pacific this week is certainly a sign that they're maintaining the military options as well. Vice
President J.D. Vance, who led the first round of talks, will not attend these negotiations. King County elections officials say claims of insecure elections are unfounded after unused ballots were found near a dumpster in Renton. State GOP Chair Jim Walsh shared video of those ballots. He called it evidence of election problems. King County Elections Director Julie Wise tells KIRO Radio's Gian Ursula.
Representative Walsh knows my phone number, my email. He knows where I work. He knows where the elections office is. If he really was concerned about democracy, I think that he would have absolutely got a hold of me.
Weiss says the ballots in question were not voted on and had not yet reached voters. The FBI, Postal Inspection Service, and Renton Police are all investigating. One of the world's largest credit rating agencies, Moody's, is signaling it may downgrade the state after lawmakers dipped into its reserves to balance budgets. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
State leaders are being told the financial check engine light is on after Moody's is considering shifting Washington's outlook from stable to negative, a move that could raise interest rates on borrowing costs for state bonds. The issue is revenue is not keeping pace with spending after multiple years of multi-billion-dollar shortfalls. The latest budget pulls in about $1.2 billion from reserves to close the gap, while the millionaire's tax is not expected to generate revenue until 2029. Moody's warns that could leave the state less prepared for economic shocks. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
And this one brought to us by Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. We've got a busy Friday commute ahead of us. Everett to Marysville, a half-hour commute. That's about a 20-minute delay right there with stop-and-go volumes between 526 and 528 as you head into Marysville. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, pretty close at 45. Now, South 5 through Linwood at 196. We've got this crash blocking your HOV lane. The backup isn't bad, but it does become a bumper-to-bumper backup starting at the 405 interchange. 45 minutes through downtown Seattle on North 5. Your backups start at Albro Place. North 405, we're bumper-to-bumper from South Center through the Renton S-curves. 40 minutes between South Center and Bellevue. Seattle to Federal Way is a 40-minute commute. We've got stop-and-go traffic starting at 405, and really this doesn't let up till you get well through the Fife itself. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 5 minutes. We've got slow volumes now through the length of South Tacoma, starting at State Route 16, about a 4-mile backup through JBLM, and then more scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. This month, when you install a new AC or heat pump, you'll get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Scheduled today at dayandnight.net. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast now for the weekend, looking dry, mostly sunny. A few clouds out there right now, but also plenty of sunshine. Right now, 60 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home comfort lines. Heating, cooling, electric. Home comfort lines. It's going to keep it being heating, cooling, electric. Going anywhere? Heating, cooling, electric. Oh, okay, whatever. Home Comfort Alliance, when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, they are the ones to call. Thanks, Home Comfort Alliance. By the way, you get heating to give you cooling for free. You get cooling to give you heating for free. You get heating to give cooling for free. It's a vicious cycle of love.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 1-888-973-5476.
Wow. Andrew chimed in with a 4, and you could hear Nate in the background just like screaming. What's he doing?
Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 1-888-973-5476. There we are. I am barely keeping it together. I have been up for 28 hours or something. I flew in a red eye to New York City. Hey, the lady in the middle seat. Sure, just take over 40% of my seat. Perfectly fine.
Was she leaning on you? Was she trying to share
her
I see.
Her donuts.
Uh-huh.
And anything else that she was eating was because I didn't get a chance. There was no first class. I'm 15A in the back on the window. I'm like, let's curl up here.
Oh,
and I guess she figured she'd curl right up next to me.
You used to. I thought you were always a 1A guy.
I am a 1A guy.
Okay.
Always been a 1. I don't know what the hell's going on. This plane's not going to be able to take off. Hey, tell the pilot, Curly's in the back. Probably won't be able to take off. Get there. No, for some reason, the hotel canceled my room. So I was like, oh my God, I was going to have to find some place to sleep, like on the floor of this hotel. And when I want to sleep, I'm like an animal that wants to sleep.
Okay. Well, yeah. If you had slept better, you could remember what animal it is.
I just walked around and I'm spying for like, I'm going to curl up like an old train hobo.
Yeah. Why did you leave such a pause?
Jeez. Anyway, and then got up this morning, finished the auction at 11 at night. I was so jacked up on coffee because I was so tired going in. Then it was like a vicious cycle. Mm-hmm. I felt like Mick Jagger. Or one of those guys got addicted to drugs. And then I couldn't go to sleep, so I'm just sitting down there in the lobby. I thought I'll just wait for the Uber. And then the Uber picks me up and takes me to the airport. And I got to the airport, and now I'm so disoriented. I drank a beer at 10:04 in the morning. I'm like, what is happening to me? I'm completely falling apart. Because you see people at the airport at like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Give me a double jack. I'm like, what time zone are you in?
Right, exactly. Well, because, again, who knows, really?
Well, they don't care. Just because you're in an airport. There's no rules all of a sudden. They're on a plane. They're
so you didn't even...
Yeah, give me a bottle of bourbon.
So you didn't even have a chance to go to the room that you didn't have?
I didn't need to.
Yeah, great.
Why not? All my junk was with me. So I am right on it. I'm like that Larry King. Remember that Larry King thing where he's really, really tired? Larry King had been up, I don't know why, but he had been up for like 26 hours. He even says it in his monologue. And some guy calls in. He was taking calls. And some guy called in wanting to know about becoming a broadcaster and how important it is to be, and he asked Larry. And Larry's like, well, it's important. And you can tell he's just completely zonked out of his mind. You have it?
I do, yeah.
I'm a student of print journalism, and I just wanted to know what advice do you have for young people coming up into the field?
Larry.
Like a lot of professors are telling us how hard it is to get into the field at first. I just like to know, since you're in the field, do you have any advice on that? For instance, experience, is that important?
Sure.
Is that probably the most important element?
Well, it's way up there.
It's way up there. Anything else? Anything you can do?
Pressure under fire.
Mm-hmm.
Done this before. I don't want it to be his first surgery.
Okay.
It's not really not
Guide
helpful.
himself well.
Mm-hmm.
These are things I'd have confidence in a young MD.
Okay.
Wait, he's like
I'm
confused.
talking about journalism field.
I'm lost. What do you mean?
The journalism. Like, I'm a student of journalism at a college, and I was just wondering the most important aspect of getting into journalism, not the medical field. I think you're exhausted from 30 nights.
I am exhausted from 30 nights. No person, even those of us who are superhuman, those of us with Herculean appetites for the diverse and the bizarre, even those of us who have shown an aptitude to fight the good fight and stay the good long battle, even those of us can get tired. And your boy is tired after 30 consecutive nights. I have a half hour to go, and I'm going to do that half hour because I'm a pro. That's what pros do. I'm a professional. Look it up in the book.
Okay.
That's what we do with pros. We're never rude. We don't cop out. We don't tell you that we're ill or that we're looking for the farmhouse in the middle of the desert or that we're parched. We don't tell you that maybe the check didn't come through this month, and where the hell does it go anyway if you're a guy who's left 16 forwarding addresses.
Okay.
So what do you do? What is the answer? Yeah, you're a little perturbed now. Kind of worried about the club.
The club?
The club?
That's so good.
That poor guy. The club? Yeah.
Don't worry about the club. Worry about maybe Jackie might worry. Nah, don't worry.
I hadn't heard the ending. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's more.
There's more. Oh, yeah. This poor guy's on the phone just trying to, like, keep Larry on some track. Yeah, it is. Checks in the mail, and where does it go when you leave 16 forwarding addresses?
Okay, just cool it. Life is a breeze. Of course, some breezes, as you know, are 110 miles an hour and get promoted up the hurricanes. I just thought I'd pass that along.
It was, I think it's like 15 minutes of Larry really struggling.
Yeah. See, you're doing better than me.
I haven't been up for 30 hours straight, but yeah, look it up in the book. Yeah, it's a professional.
I'm a professional.
I'm a professional. Look it up in the book. Look it up in the book. That's right. For 30 days. Remember the club. The club? Yeah, don't worry about the club. Those are the things I look for in a young MD.
I'm talking about journalism.
And we'll be right back.
Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
This was brought to us by the KIRO Newsradio app. Linwood, South 5 and 196th. Our crash has been cleared to your left shoulder, but it's right next to that HOV lane. You're backed up prior to 164th. So Everett to Seattle right now is at 50 minutes, but should begin to improve now that we cleared this crash out of your way. Now, Seattle to Everett is at 55 minutes. We're bumper to bumper at 145th and Shoreline up to 164th in Mill Creek. South 5 into Seattle slows at 85th in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle's a 25-minute trip. North 405, we're bumper to bumper from South Center through those Renton S-curves, and then you'll start to thin out pretty quickly, but it's 45 minutes between South Center and Bellevue right now, a 20-minute delay. Tacoma, westbound 16, you're bumper to bumper at South Union all the way to the Narrows Bridge, where 2 right lanes are blocked on the bridge for repair work. 25 minutes to get through this backup. And a reminder, we've got a full closure of eastbound 18 heading over Tiger Mountain between Issaquah, Hobart, and I-90. This is through the weekend, through early Monday morning as crews wrap up paving projects. That detour route that sends you to Issaquah, Hobart Road is for passenger vehicles only, not big rigs. Trucks and semis, you need to stick with 405 and I-90. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Spring is the perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical, there's no beating CM Heating.
Pet owners and parents know the struggle. Every time dogs or kids go outside, they track mud right back in. If you're tired of scrubbing floors, you need Muddy Mat, the anti-mud mat that cleans paws and shoes before they ruin your home. Only Muddy Mat features thousands of ultra-soft microfibers that are 5 times more absorbent than ordinary mats, instantly trapping dirt and water to protect your floors. Put it by every door, under pet bowls, in the kitchen for spills. It even makes a perfect bath mat. And it's 100% machine washable, so cleanup is effortless.
Since getting Muddy Mat, I don't worry about what my dog gets into. His paws are clean the second he steps off.
No more mopping. I love it. Thank you, Muddy Mat.
Right now, get a free medium Muddy Mat with your order of 2 or more mats at buymuddymat.com. This offer is only available at buymuddymat.com. That's BUYMUDDYMAT.com. Don't wait. Get your free Muddy Mat today at buymuddymat.com.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
My name is Skip, and Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland helped me with my small business administration loan. With her help, I was able to keep my small business open, and she can help you too. Please contact Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland's office at 360-459-8514 or visit strickland.house.gov for help. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Nick, you know what my dad always used to say?
Oh, which thing? Let me guess. If you put anything on a hot dog besides mustard, it's un-American?
Okay, that's true. Okay, but no, about the word worry. Remember he used to say about the word worry?
Yes, that it's not a verb, but it actually is.
I know it's a verb, but Nick, his point was nothing comes from worrying. You can sit here and worry about all the news and all about the chaos in the world. You worry about your health, but nothing comes of it. You have to take action.
Right.
Like, for instance, you and I, we go into Longevity Medical Clinic. That's an action. It's about taking that action. Like, people can go to Longevity Medical Clinic, take the free health analysis, and then they can find out how they're aging and the things they can do in order to slow down the process to have a big, full, rich life so you can enjoy a hot dog with whatever you want on it.
And now worry is a verb.
See, there you go. So it all starts for you taking action. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Jazz Alley invites you to see the most celebrated guitarist in jazz history, Pat Metheny and Side-Eye 3 Plus. Take the stage April 23rd through 26th. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, jazz vocalist and pianist Karen Allison. Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Your boy's tired. No, you know what? You don't say that. It's you ever read Anthony Robbins' The Waking the Giant Within? That's part of his book. Is it? If somebody says to you, "How you doing?" If you say how you're really feeling, then you will feel how you're saying.
Oh, interesting.
How you doing? Oh, I'm beat.
So you should only answer aspirationally.
Yeah, you say, how you doing? Great. Great. My brother's got Parkinson's. How you doing? Great.
Oh, no.
Great. He's all shaky. I'm like, how you doing? I'm great. I am doing great. I'm like, don't look great. But nope, never says bad. So how you doing? Great. Never tired.
Yeah.
Like this guy coming across the Boston Marathon. Sure, it's 26.2 miles. Sure, it's a long distance. And normally, when you see the finish line, you can crawl through that or just get to the end of the thing. But in this particular case,
I saw the finish and I was like, I knew I was like crawling at that point. But
was he literally crawling?
He's fully on the ground. He keeps trying to.
That's crawling.
Okay, yeah.
My quads just like fully gave out. I just remember getting back up every single time. And I, like after the second time or third time I fell, I like started slapping the ground to try hyping myself up.
You see the finish line and everything, and I looked at my watch and I was like debating. I was like, do I help, do I not? Do I get a PB?
Yes, everybody else!
And for some reason, my instincts decided to take me over. I was struggling to get him up, and if it wasn't for Robson to come over and help me, we wouldn't have been able to get there. 200 meters roughly is a long way to carry him.
Everything was happening so fast. I couldn't really process anything.
As we got to the finish line,
he's got an accent.
I had my arm around AJ and I was calling for the wheelchair. They went flying past me and AJ, and I was like, what are you doing? And I turned around and Robson.
I hope the story doesn't end with somebody setting up a GoFundMe campaign.
No, not this one.
Okay, good.
I was actually in a worse condition than AJ. So
Did you hear that?
It just goes to show.
What's that?
So there's two guys that help this.
I'm lost.
There's two men that come up and basically pick this guy up, and he's got his arms on their shoulders. They get across the finish line. It's a heartwarming moment. The guy with the accent is still holding the guy who collapsed, and he sees the wheelchair coming at him, and then he realizes the wheelchair goes right past him. He's like, "What's going on?" The other guy that had helped the collapsed guy also collapsed.
Oh,
and so
my gosh!
And he needed the wheelchair even worse. And so it's kind of a.
Was it really hot? What was Boston Marathon? It was Patriot Day. That's Monday. I didn't hear if it was too hot or something.
How much of a selfless commitment it was by himself as well.
I was like shocked, honestly. The more I think about it now, it's like there was no reason for him to do that. There was no reason for either of them to do that.
There's no reason for anybody to do any of this stuff.
Yeah, right. Just stay
There's no
home.
reason to run 26.2 miles. You do it because you want to see you can do it. Good for him. I've done a whole bunch of them. And whenever I finish, I always go back and cheer people on. It was great.
So you have energy left. Because, I mean, clearly these guys gave too much earlier in the race. And
it all depends. Yeah. Like the Seattle Marathon, they've changed the route, was ridiculous. I mean, I love the back, out around Sword Park, come on back, up Madison, that big hill coming up out of Madison Park, come around, and then you make a right onto Republic at the top, right out here. And then you go down this hill, which is when you're at 23 miles, whatever it was. It's like somebody driving railroad spikes into your legs. And then they make you up, and then they make you back up underneath, and then into Memorial Stadium, around Memorial Stadium. And you're like, oh my God, just end this. And of course it's raining. As I made the right-hand turn on Republic one time, this guy's standing there with his dog, and it's raining. And as I ran by him, he goes, you effing idiot. That's what he said to me.
Wow.
Thank you. Thanks, needed that.
Oh, that was me.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
No.
You know that.
I know that.
I
You're the
love
most
you.
positive guy in the world.
Yes, I am.
You were drooling all over Jacob's stupid old bike.
I was
look at that.
Hey, not stupid. That's an OG style, man.
Okay. And what else are you all excited about? Something
I
else.
was giving someone a compliment about their haircut.
Oh, God.
I got a pocket full of compliments.
It's classic.
Nate.
KIRO Newsradio App has the update. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. It's bumper to bumper at 145th and Shoreline into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, only 40 minutes. Just a little crowding between Bellevue and Bothell. Nothing heavy. North 5 in Seattle, though. You're packed from the north end of the Boeing Field across the Ship Canal. 45 minutes to get through this. Northbound 99 is wide open. North 405, we're bumper to bumper from South Center through the Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue is going to take you 45 minutes. Seattle to Tacoma has gone up to an hour and 1 hour. You're slow from 405 into Fife. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 40 minutes, but it is really thick from State Route 18 into Puyallup. And Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 10-minute commute this afternoon. You're slow through South Tacoma. You've got about a 3.5 mile solid backup through JBLM, and then scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO News Radio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, hey, we're having productive talks.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Washington's lottery gives out a lot of green to winners in schools and retailers awesomely. Nearly 600 mil to people that play. Another 180 mil to vocational training and education from preschool to college. Now you got the knowledge, a win-win for all of us. Play Washington lottery, lottery, lottery. Play Washington lottery, lottery, lottery.
Visit walottery.com. Who benefits to learn more.
Hey, Dad, have you heard the news from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services?
No, I haven't.
Eggs have climbed higher than ever on the new food pyramid, and that's great news for anyone who loves starting the day strong.
Well, at Wilcox Family Farms, we make it easy with our ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs. They're delicious, protein-packed snack you can grab on the go, now ranked higher than ever.
Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
Gas prices are at record highs. Markets are volatile. And if you're retired or close to it, I know what you're thinking. Is my plan strong enough for what's coming? Most financial plans aren't built for times like these. They're built for the good times. And that's a problem. That's why one of the Northwest's best-known retirement attorneys, Rajiv Nagayach with LifePoint Law, is personally leading seminars where you'll learn why the planning you've already done may not be enough and what a real retirement plan looks like when your healthcare, housing, legal protection, and finances all work together. No sales pitch, no obligation, just 90 minutes that could change the way you think about your future and give you the peace of mind that you won't run out of money or become a burden on your family.
Attend a free LifePoint Law retirement seminar in Puyallup on May 5th, Federal Way on May 6th, Bellevue on May 7th, or Linwood on May 12th. Seminars begin at 6:30 p.m. Seats are limited, so register now at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Nothing worse than clutter. With Closets by Design, everything will finally have its place. 40% off plus 15% more and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Closet.byDesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN today.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Tornado watches are up in Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas tonight. It comes after multiple tornadoes ripped through northern Oklahoma last night. Among the hardest hit, the city of Enid, where CBS's Jason Allen reports. One family decided to take shelter as what was later determined to be an EF4 twister plowed through.
The husband said he usually is the one who never goes in the storm shelter, but this time around, something made him say it's time to go. So they survived that storm. Husband and wife, brother-in-law, a neighbor, the dogs, all getting in the storm shelter. This tornado went right over the top of them, and it's a good thing they were down there because other buildings that are on this same street are just demolished.
A pair of fast-moving wildfires has destroyed more than 120 homes in southern Georgia, and officials warn that shifting winds could prompt more evacuations. CBS's Mark Strassman in Waynesville.
Where the fires are out of control, they are giving evacuation orders, and they need people here to heed those orders. In some cases, people listen. Some cases, people do not. And that is the worry of fire officials, that by staying put, they're putting themselves needlessly in danger. Good news so far, no lives lost here. And that, according to fire officials here, is something of a miracle. They want that miracle to continue.
President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff are heading back to Pakistan for more U.S.-Iran peace talks. CBS's Ed O'Keefe pointing out.
These two envoys heading there, it at least creates the prospect that diplomacy will continue. But the fact that the Pentagon is pushing on this idea that the blockade is now global and that it's stretched into the Indo-Pacific this week is certainly a sign that they're maintaining the military options as well.
Law enforcement authorities in Florida say they have found the body of one of the two missing University of South Florida doctoral students in Tampa. Chief Deputy Joseph Moore of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office.
I am heartbroken to announce the discovery of human remains discovered on the Howard Franklin Bridge earlier this morning.
Moore says the remains are those of Zamil Limon, who, along with Nahida Bristi of Bangladesh, disappeared on April 16th. Bristi is still missing. Limon's roommate has been taken into custody. The Trump administration is stepping up efforts to strip citizenship from hundreds of foreign-born Americans. CBS's Allison Keyes.
The Justice Department says it is pursuing the highest volume of denaturalization referrals in history, adding that it is focused on rooting out criminal aliens defrauding the process. But University of Virginia law professor Amanda Frost says the government has used this power in the past to target people it sees as political opponents.
This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world. I'm Tony. There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers. How are you? I'm Tony DeCoppel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
High-stakes meeting involving the King County Regional Homelessness Authority happening right now. But first, Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
And this one's brought to you by Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. It is a busy Friday. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. After you clear the Ship Canal Bridge, it gets heavy from Northgate all the way up to about 164th there, heading into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, 47 minutes. You're slow from Kirkland into Bothell. Everett to Marysville is up to a half hour. Now, it's slow from 526 to 529. And Highway 2, it gets really thick. North 5 into Seattle is packed from the north end of Boeing Field across the Ship Canal Bridge. 45 minutes just to get through downtown. That's a 7-mile backup right there. Head over to 99. Northbound 99 is wide open. North 405, we're solid from South Center through the Renton S curves. South Center to Bellevue is a 45-minute trip. Seattle to Tacoma, 1 hour. You're slow from Interurban Avenue all the way down to the Puyallup River Bridge before you even catch a break. Westbound 16, we're packed from Union over to the Narrows Bridge where 2 right lanes are blocked on the bridge. And Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 10 minutes. This month, when you install a new AC or heat pump, you'll get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Schedule today at dayandnight.net. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. We are getting a better understanding now of how the King County Regional Homelessness Authority lost track of $13 million.
Homelessness is the most urgent challenge facing our region, and the system that we're discussing today is central to how we respond to that challenge.
That's County Executive Gurmai Zahalai listening in right now as auditors present their findings to the authority's governing board. They point to bad bookkeeping, saying there is no easy way to track down the missing money.
The accounting records are such that the details around receivables are not traceable, because the supporting information isn't there.
This week's audit also found the agency is nearly $45 million in debt. A growing number of lawmakers now say they will support legislation to dissolve the KCRHA. The federal government has rejected part of Governor Ferguson's request for FEMA relief funding related to last December storms.
In February, Governor Ferguson asked FEMA for a major disaster declaration and more than $182 million. $36.6 million of that would have come in the form of a statewide hazard mitigation grant and would have paid for things like the flood wall that was built in Mount Vernon in the past 10 years or so.
It's clear that flood wall saved downtown from being flooded.
That's the part FEMA denied, but it did approve money for individual homeowners and businesses affected by the storms. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Businesses in Seattle's Wallingford neighborhood say they are seeing a rise in break-ins.
We did take several of these socks here.
Kelly Tremaine, owner of the Sock Monster, tells KIRO 7 TV fellow business owners in the area are now begging police to take action.
Maybe we could all come together as businesses and chip in on private security to just go up and down the street.
Data from police show Wallingford has already seen 65 burglaries this year. That's more than double compared to last year. Well, sounds like the Seahawks found themselves a physical runner. They chose Jadarian Price out of Notre Dame with their first-round pick yesterday. He tells Brock and Salk on 710 Seattle Sports he wants contact in the red zone.
I think there's nothing more poetic about the game of football than clacking pads and going through somebody. And as a running back, I'd say go through them.
Hawks are on the clock again today. They have 3 more picks in the draft, but they will look to trade for more. To your forecast now, looking at partly cloudy skies tonight, plenty of sunshine this weekend. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s. Right now, 63 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Here we go. John Curley Show. Thanks, everybody, for coming along with the ride. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line at 1-888-973-5476. Jacob, do I have my thing ready for ride? I don't see my ride thing. I don't see it. You haven't put it in there. I hate to admonish you on the air. I don't want to do this to you. I'm going to have to take you in the other room. Wait a minute. I can see it. Why don't you go sit on the John?
This is actually the most
now
interesting.
Bring it in.
Okay.
Here he comes. Why am I the guy that's trying to run the show? I'm 2 brain cells left in my head. Ride roller! Oh, you've been the long version. Hold on, Ride. Ryrola. Where are you?
Yes.
Where's it?
Am I here?
Yeah, well, I can't.
Oh yeah. Well, let me give me a second.
Gee whiz, Jacob. What have you been sitting on the John?
You should explain. You're trying to bring back John.
Yes. During the commercial break, when we're talking about important news like the King County Housing Authority thing, Aaron's running in with that news. I said, why do people don't use the term John anymore, like sitting on the John?
As a euphemism for toilet or bathroom.
And I said, I'm going to bring that back. That's what I was going to do. Anyway, Rye. Okay.
I can help in any way you need.
Well, Aaron's running out, so I guess he doesn't want to talk. Well, he's got business to do. He's going to talk.
He's headed to the John.
He's to the John. All right, Roller, I know you're going to have to fake this for the next 6 minutes because you are a very honest guy when it comes to sports. Like, I don't believe in this. I don't know this. That doesn't mean anything. That's garbage. Pre-games, preseason's junks. Who cares? So can you just fake it for like 5 minutes that you care about the draft?
Yeah, absolutely.
Music, please. Here we go. Price coming out of Notre Dame, 5'11", 203 pounds, a 4.49 40. This guy is a wrecking machine. He wants contact. That's exactly what the Seahawks were looking for. Rye Roller, you've got to be happy.
Over the moon. Over the moon. Months and months digging through all the possible picks. Offense, defense, where would they go? Were they going to trade back? Who knew? Rolls around 32nd pick in the draft. They get their guy. Of course, they were eyeing up the starter on that Notre Dame team, Jeremiah Love. The Cardinals do what the Cardinals do, and they take a running back in the top 3. They'll be back in the top 3 next year because if you pick a running back in the top 3, you're not going to win any games. We get the backup at 32, and a lot of people just expected us to trade that pick. But because we did the selection, it kind of says that we're head over heels for this guy, and we thought he wouldn't be around if we moved back. So,
and this is exactly what you've been thinking about. I know you haven't been able to get any sleep for the last 3 months, wondering what direction will the Seahawks go. Of course, when Walker leaves, giant hole left. Everyone's thinking, should I jump out of a building and kill myself? No, not yet, because the Seahawks have got their man. This is a younger, more dynamic Walker. Little taller, but still just built like a brick S-house. Like you want to sit on the toilet and talk about this guy because he is able to run over people.
Sit on the what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sit on the
You had an opportunity.
So let's get back to just some more excitement when some more music comes back in again.
Oh, no.
Without the music.
At some point, did you say to yourself, I'm going to Crazy Town. I'm going to become the mayor of Crazy Town. I'm going to take an Uber to Crazy Town, and then I'm going to have the Uber driver live with me in Crazy Town. When you saw what the Rams did, what was going on there?
Yeah, wild. And I don't think their head coach is speaking of crazy, I don't know if he's real crazy about it. He seemed kind of perturbed in their post-draft press conference, Sean McVay was. They are doing something that is really risky, and you always have to toe this line. This is actually an interesting story.
Okay,
no
stop the music.
Yeah, we just have to fake this one.
Go ahead.
So when you have a aging but still productive quarterback, this happened most recently with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers had just won an MVP for the Packers, was playing good football, but of course he was getting old. So what the Packers did, very unpopular move, and you need to make sure everybody's on board with it. Rodgers ended up not being on board. They drafted Jordan Love in the first round, even though they already had a quarterback. So, of course, Rodgers goes, what are you doing, right? I'm here now. I'm going to play quarterback now. How about you draft someone that's going to help the team today, not draft my successor? So what the Rams did, they looked pragmatically at their situation, as they always do, and they went, how many more years of Stafford are we going to get? 1, 2, 3 at best? How about we just get out in front of this? Because you have to be so fragile with the quarterback position. The reason those bad teams, like the Browns, they had 40 different starting quarterbacks in 26 years because they're always bad. So then the answer always becomes, well, you got to draft a quarterback first overall. And then you throw a young quarterback into the fire.
A bad town.
And they never give him a chance to succeed.
Yeah.
Whereas a quarterback, you kind of need to keep them in the womb for a little bit long. Keep them in the oven. And that's what the Packers did with Jordan Love. They drafted him and they sat him for, I think it was 2 years. And then when he went out, he was much more mature than the average rookie starting quarterback.
Right. Because if you think about the number of guys, phenoms in college, and then they get into and get in a bad team, and then they just bomb out. And you're like, well, wait a minute. Wasn't that guy a Heisman Trophy? Wasn't he in the running for the Heisman? Or did he win the Heisman? Or he just, I mean, Johnny Football is that's a totally different topic. But there are guys that were great in college, get in bad teams, and then they just burn out of the NFL.
Well, we could spend multiple hours talking about
do
this.
it.
I mean,
Let me get on the John. Go ahead.
The position, it's almost like an entirely different position and a different sport that the quarterback is tasked with playing, right? The hashes are more narrow. You have less space to work with. A lot of these college quarterbacks talk about how, like Johnny Manziel's a perfect example. When he was at Texas A&M, they had his coaches tell him, if there's a single high safety, throw it to this guy. Yeah. If there's two high safeties, we're going to call this play, throw it to this guy. You're not processing the field in front of you.
Yeah.
And what you see is when these young quarterbacks come in, now they need to not only learn how to play the position faster and with more precision, but they have to really expand their mind. And a lot of these quarterbacks now are bouncing around colleges. They're not spending 4 years at one school, which, by the way, our rookie running back that we just drafted didn't transfer, which I think is a good sign. It's always good to draft a guy from Notre Dame. They just always seem to be high character, if you'd call Golden Tate what he did. But anyway, when you bounce around and you're playing quarterback, you're never learning a true system.
Yeah.
So then you get into the NFL and you don't really understand a West Coast style offense or a digit style offense. And then you have these offensive coordinators sit you down in a room and go, here's our system. Here's how you need to run it. And it's like they're speaking French to these young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So what the Rams are doing is they're going to draft this guy. They're going to have him sit behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation in Matthew Stafford, soak in all this information. And then 2 years from now, or however long, he's going to be the next quarterback for the Rams. The issue with that is it's like, well, you didn't win the Super Bowl this year. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't Matthew Stafford's fault that you didn't.
Yeah.
Right? So why not add a piece that can go in and play right now and contribute? They opt not to do that. And it's the biggest story from what was kind of a sleepy first day of the NFL draft.
The reason the Rams didn't win is because we were at that game.
And the noise.
The noise. You, myself, and the lady behind us, that started to annoy you?
Actually, it's fine.
I mean,
well, it's just like we're playing the "Do you know this person" game.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you're from there. Do you know that road? You know, right next to the Walmart. It's like, lady, it's 3rd and 5. NFC Championship game. Like, please, let's not do this now.
Let's focus on the game. She kept like pulling me aside. Ask what is it, Rye? Ask Rye. And Rye's like, what?
I can hear you just as well.
All right. So overall, just no big things came out of the draft that remarkable, other than the fact that this. Do we hear the sound of this kid? I think he beat cancer twice. He's a Make-A-Wish kid. They told him, I guess they all told him just step up to the podium and, get as close to that mic as possible. As a young broadcaster, you know that, right, at KOZI. This is what you sound like over there at KOZI.
What's going on with Pittsburgh? I'm so excited to be here to represent the 12s. And the reigning Super Bowl champion,
You know what? Hell yeah. I think that's what I sounded like that night after we won. You see Goodell standing next to him like, we need to replace that microphone.
He blew it out. All right, real quick. Mariners, do we care? Do you want to say anything, give anybody any hope? Or are you just going to say to me, Dad, it's a long season, right?
They'll be fine. It's just, I hate them so much.
Wait, what? Stop. You what?
It's torture watching them play baseball every night. It is, and I feel so bad. I mean, I've been saying this for 3 years. It's like, how are these, you're talking about like jumping off the roof of a building. How are these pitchers not like getting in a suicide cult where it's like another 8-inning game where I give up 1 run and we lose? Like, what the heck? So many strikeouts, so many slow starters. The Josh Naylor thing, the writing was on the wall. I mean, you see that coming from 100 yards away, the neon sign. The fun little half of the season where we got him in a trade, and now it's like, hey, let's get married. That'll be fun after a one-night stand. And how does that ever work out, right? And I guess he got a walk-off hit the other night. But Cal, Julio, Randy, Josh have all been just dreadful. but they'll be okay, and they will make the playoffs. They're going to be a streaky team, and we've known that. And I don't get that.
I don't know what he's doing putting not that one in.
I didn't even play it twice.
Bells and whistles, stop. All right, let me tell you what happened on yesterday. Was it Thursday? So I'm in New York doing this auction, and you want to hear the item? And your stepmother said, "Can't spend any money." Right? Mm-hmm. But, I'm in the mode of my life where I want to spend all my money on you and Charlie rather than give it to you when I'm dead. So I can enjoy it, right?
Okay.
July, some fun music, some sports music. Ready? Here's the item because Conor McGregor coming back to fight Nate Diaz.
What?
On the 11th of July in Las Vegas, UFC. Conor McGregor coming back to take on the first time he faces Nate Diaz. McGregor loses. Second time, Diaz loses. Now, this is the rubber match in Vegas on the 11th of July. And you are sitting with Dana White.
What? Wait, this fight has not been announced.
Look it up online.
I'm also trying to look it up. I'm not seeing it.
Okay, they said it's not locked in.
Did a guy with a strong Indian accent named Chris call you and try to sell you this?
I mean, Cincinnati. No.
This was his AI girlfriend.
No, look it up. Look it up. July 11th. Okay. So, anyway, it's not totally locked in, but it's just, they haven't fully announced it, but I just looked it up online. It is. Okay, you ready? I start the bidding on the thing. And in my back of my head, I hear your stepmother, my wife, going, "Don't buy anything." And I thought, it's going to go for $100,000, right? Sit there, front row at this fight. You ready?
Yeah.
$9,000.
Really?
I thought I was going to buy it for the two of us. And then I thought, if I come home and Nick's like, "What'd you do?" "Oh, I spent all the money plus some to be able to buy for Rye." And that one she would be like, "No." That one she would have called a no on. Anyway, I was thinking of you. I guess that's what I'm trying to get.
Okay, well, I appreciate the sentiment. But again, I don't think this is a real thing.
Wait, yeah, is your
no kidding, $9,000? You spend $1.
No one else believed it was real.
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on.
So are you confused? Would you have been excited if you thought this was real, Rye? Would this have been a good gift?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. I've seen, I'm a big MMA, UFC fan, big Conor McGregor fan, big Nate Diaz fan. But I feel like if Conor was going to come back and fight in the UFC, that would be like super headline news.
Oh yeah? Well, you know what this station is? This station is called Super Headline News. This is
something massive.
Super Headline News. Ready? Conor McGregor is set to end his 5-year hiatus from mixed martial arts, with the former 2-division champion confirming that he will compete at a UFC event scheduled on the 11th of July, 2026, Las Vegas, Nevada. The announcement collaborated a recent report by veteran MMA journalist Ariel Hamalin.
Hold on. Ariel Helwani.
Yeah. I got to run and start at.
He's legit.
All right.
Wow. Okay. Well, shoot. I'm sorry. I didn't hear it any.
Well, you know why? Because this is the Super News Station.
Super Headline.
Super Headline News Station. Yeah, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. All right.
See, it would have been better though, John. You didn't get him tickets to it, so it'd be better if it doesn't happen for your sake.
It's gonna happen. All right. Predictions for the Mariners
tonight. George Kirby pitching in St. Louis. It's a win.
Whoa!
Yeah.
It's a win.
It's a win. All
yeah,
right.
Brendan Donovan going up against his former team. I think he hits a home run in his homecoming.
Wow. Anything else?
And Kirby goes 5 2/3 innings, gives up 3 runs.
Okay.
But we win.
Making wild predictions. Do you know where my car keys are? I can't find them.
No. You check the John.
It runs.
Yeah, you accidentally flushed him.
All right, get him out of here. Thank you, Rye Roller. Don't forget, this is your Super News Headline Station. We'll listen to you on Cozy Radio. Cozy Radio.
Good liner.
I think legally I don't know. We don't do that with KIRO Radio News.
You listen to Rye tomorrow morning on KOZI Community Radio. Second cup of coffee. How many years you been doing it?
Hey, 1 year and a few months. Phone lines wide open at 845 509 682-4033. Give us a call.
There you go. All right, thank you, Rye Roller. Love.
Love.
Here comes Nate. Check your traffic, Nathan.
Thanks, John. The Emerald Queen Casino has our update. It is a very busy Friday commute. Everett to Marysville is a half-hour drive, and it is packed from 526 all the way to 529. Just volume here. North 5 through Seattle, we're packed from the north end of Boeing Field across the Ship Canal Bridge. 45 minutes just to get through downtown. Our lake bridges are looking good. Bellevue to Renton's a half hour, heavy from 520 to 112th, and then things start to thin out pretty quickly for you. North 405, however, it is a parking lot through South Center all the way through the Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue's at 40 minutes. Tacoma, westbound 16, you're bumper to bumper from South Union to the Narrows Bridge, where 2 right lanes are blocked for road repair. It's a half hour to get through this backup. Southbound 167 is solid from State Route 18 into Puyallup. And a reminder, eastbound 18 is closed, heading over Tiger Mountain from Issaquah, Hobart over to I-90 through the weekend for road work, when westbound 18 is packed from I-90 out toward Deep Creek. It's comedy superstar Jeff Dunham, July 24th at the Emerald Queen Casino. Don't miss this laugh-out-loud show featuring ventriloquism. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Oh, I'm telling you something. You know what? There's a whole bunch more room in your house than you realize. If some magician were to come in and wave a magic wand, and all of a sudden the closet that's near the front door, that when you open it up, stuff falls out, or the fact that the garage looks like a bomb's going off in there, or one of the bedrooms where you just can't find anything. It's jammed stuff. You'd say, "Oh, there's that jacket I've been looking for. Oh, there are the pants." It just seemed like there were just more things that you have and just can't find it in any particular way. But the magician comes in, and it's actually, what do you know? It's someone from Closets by Design, and it's an expert. And this person knows exactly how to customize that closet for you. They're going to be able to find more space in your house than you ever imagined. It's customized, and it is the way to go. Because the best part about customizing your house with Closets by Design is the fact that it's not giant prices. 40% off plus an additional 15% off in 18 months, 0% financing on approved credit when paid in full. You want to make sure that you've got more space in that house. It's just waiting to be discovered. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. ClosetsByDesign.com.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO News Radio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, "Hey, we're having productive talks."
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
John Curley here. You know a smart thing to do right now? Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Choose a Lennox cooling system and get a heating system free. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
For years, I've been telling you how much we care for our hens and the land here at Wilcox Farms. But don't just take my word for it. Our family's commitment is backed by trusted third-party certifications. Hartley Wilcox here. Wilcox eggs are USDA organic, meaning no synthetic pesticides or GMOs. We're certified humane, ensuring our hens live with dignity and space to roam. We're salmon safe, protecting Northwest waterways, and recognized for sustainable farming practices. These aren't just labels. They're proof that every one of our eggs comes from a farm that values animal welfare, environmental stewardship, and your family's health. So next time you're at the store, look for Wilcox Family Farms eggs. They're not only delicious, they're certifiably humane and organic, raised with care you can trust. Learn more at wilcoxfamilyfarms.com, because doing the right thing isn't just our promise, it's our principle. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. King County elections officials now pushing back on claims that our election system is unsafe after unused ballots were found near a dumpster in Renton. Elections Director Julie Wise tells KIRO Radio's Gian Ursula those ballots were not voted on and never delivered.
What we can see is that some of those voters actually requested replacement ballots, and that's something that voters can do. If for some reason they didn't retrieve or receive their ballot for an election, they can contact King County Elections and receive a replacement ballot.
Washington State's GOP Chair Jim Walsh posted a video of those ballots online. He calls it proof that elections are not secure. Wise says there's no proof of fraud. The Postal Inspection Service, Renton Police, and the FBI are investigating. We've now learned one of two CIA officers killed in Mexico last weekend grew up in Spokane. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi reports.
43-year-old John D. Black graduated from Gonzaga Prep in 2001 and went on to attend Gonzaga University, according to the Spokesman Review. He also had served in the Marine Corps and had been deployed to Afghanistan. Black and the other CIA officer died in a crash while returning from a mission to destroy a drug lab in northern Mexico. 2 Mexican investigators were also killed. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
One of the world's largest credit rating agencies just put Washington on notice. Moody's is now signaling it may downgrade the states after lawmakers dipped into its reserves, including the rainy day fund, to balance budgets. The move would raise interest rates for the states when it borrows money in the form of bonds. Nearly half of Washington's elected sheriffs currently face misconduct complaints. That's according to the Tacoma News Tribune. And a new state law says if sustained, that they could lose their certification. More from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
A new state law takes effect next week, which allows for the removal of sheriffs who lose their certification because of misconduct. Several sheriffs call the process politically motivated because complaints can be filed anonymously. But retired King County Sheriff and law enforcement analyst John Urquhart thinks the process is okay as long as it's fair.
There's First Amendment rights that go on. It's elected officials. As far as the new law is concerned, fine. I really don't have a huge problem with it.
Urquhart says leaders need to be held to the same standard as those they lead. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And that law does face a challenge in court. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. This one brought to you by the Puyallup RV Show. It is a busy one today. Everett to Marysville, a half-hour commute. That's about a 20-minute delay from the norm. You're packed from 526 up to 529. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. It's 55 minutes from Bellevue to Everett. North 5 heading through downtown Seattle gets bumper to bumper at the north end of Boeing Field across the Ship Canal Bridge. There isn't really any break in between, so it's 45 minutes to get through this 7-mile backup. South 5, you're heavy from Lake City Way to I-90. Bellevue to Renton's at a half hour, heavy from 520 to 112, and then things start to thin out for you. Northbound 405, though, we are solid from coming off I-5 and South Center through the Renton S-curve, South Center to Bellevue, 40 minutes. In Tacoma, westbound 16, you're bumper to bumper from South Union to the Narrows Bridge, where we've got emergency repairs underway at the bridge, blocking 2 right lanes. This is supposed to last through the weekend, but I tell you what, I just heard from WashDOT, and they say they've wrapped up repair work, so this may clear before the weekend's up. Southbound 167, we're bumper to bumper in the south end from State Route 18 into Puyallup. It's a 40-minute drive from Renton to Puyallup. And Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 10 minutes. The Puyallup RV Show is back April 30th through May 3rd. Check out all the latest models from over 15 overstock dealers. Kids and parking always free. PuyallupRVShow.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Weather's looking good for the weekend. Mostly sunny skies for Saturday and Sunday, mid to upper 60s. Right now, some high clouds, but also lots of sunshine. Right now, 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Start your day with solutions, not problems. KIRO 7 pinpoint weather and real-time traffic every 10 minutes. From downpours to backups, whatever's waiting for you when you head out the door, KIRO 7 News in the morning will get you prepared. Stay up to the minute every 10 minutes. Watch KIRO 7 News in the morning, 4:30 to 7 a.m.
Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. I can't give you a sub. We'll several.
That's fine.
Thank you for suffering through that. Bucky's Auto Service Centers. They've got 16 locations. Been around for 50. We're going to go 51 years. We've been holding them steady at 50. 51 years. Bucky's Auto Service Centers. Talk to Nate. He knows they're great over at Bucky's Auto Service Centers. Yes, you love them. You're married to them now. Did a great job with your car.
It's still running.
Of course it is. If it wasn't, forever. There we go. That's it. Forever.
You can't even burn my car down.
Okay. I wish it was on fire right now so you could leave and I could go over the rest of the story. Oh, yeah. Just in New York, and I was talking to everybody, the cab driver, the guys getting a piece of pizza, waiting to go, in line at something. How's the mayor doing? It depends on who you talk to. This, I guess, was 2 weeks ago. He goes out in front of, what's the guy's name? Ken
Griffin?
Ken Griffin, who's...
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, so it was tax day.
Tax day. So he sets himself up. He's got a little camera there. He's in front of Ken Griffin's little apartment. Actually, it's a huge apartment that he spent $238 million on. And he only uses it occasionally. Come in, use the apartment, use the condominium, whatever it is, and then it's not your permanent residence because he's got a place in Chicago, he's got a place in Florida. So the mayor decides, on tax day, let's poke fun at this rich guy and let him know we're coming after him.
When I ran for mayor, I said I was going to tax the rich. Well, today, we're taxing the rich. I'm thrilled to announce we've secured a pied-à-terre tax, the first in New York's history. This is an annual fee on luxury properties worth more than $5 million, whose owners do not live full-time in the city. Like for this penthouse, which hedge fund CEO Ken Griffin bought for $238 million. This pied-à-terre tax is specifically designed for the richest of the rich, those who store their wealth in New York City real estate, but who don't actually live here. But even so, they're able to reap the huge financial rewards of owning property in, dare I say, the greatest city in the world. And most of the time, these units are sitting empty, since again, they don't actually live here. This is a fundamentally unfair system.
Oh, God, here's that unfair.
That hurts working New Yorkers. Now, it's coming to an end. This tax will raise at least $500 million directly for the city. It'll help fund things like free childcare, cleaner...
free. This is crazy, isn't it? So the rich guy's going to pay $5 million. They're going to put tax on it. that guy's going to have to pay. But, childcare is free. Well, no, it's not. The guy that has got the apartment's paying for it.
Streets, safer neighborhoods.
Oh, safer.
As mayor,
yeah,
I believe everyone has a role to play in contributing to our city.
Right.
And some,
a
little bit more than others. Happy Tax Day, New York.
Yeah. It's not a contribution. A contribution is voluntary. So the guy that's got the apartment, Ken Griffin, did he respond?
Yes. I believe his company put out a statement.
Right. Yeah. Like, why stand in front of his apartment and point it out? Here's when Rondani doesn't quite get it. Griffin is in the midst of building an office building, a new office building on Park Avenue. The cost, $6 billion. He's going to take money and he's going to build this brand new office building, which they're going to be able to have all sorts of tenants in, got retail down below, over on Park Avenue. Beautiful, beautiful building. That's what the guy that you're pointing to, his apartment, and letting him know, we're coming after you. Like that, he could just say, screw it, we're not going to build then. I'll go to Florida, because he's thinking of taking his venture capital business and moving it to Florida anyway. So, like, you're not going to catch these guys. And this young Mr. Mondani believing that, oh, yeah, you can run, but you can't hide from us. They'll just leave. And you want somebody like that. He's never there. He doesn't use any services. He's not tying up the roads. He's not going around making people wait while he finishes his Eggs Benedict or something. You want somebody. You get about $700,000 to $1 million of taxes off him. They've got the building there. Somebody has to maintain the building. But, like, they're going to run these guys out. What a foolish man. But the people voted him in. And my little brief survey, I spent an hour talking to a police officer. He was a detective for 12 years, and he told me, look for a mass resignation coming up in New York City. Because did you see the story about the guy who was on a scooter, electric scooter? I think he had stolen a bunch of stuff. He's making a right-hand turn coming down to which street it was in New York, and the cop is standing there. Cop happened to have a cooler. He throws the cooler at the guy, and the guy on the scooter that just assaulted somebody or stole something, he flies off the scooter and hits his head and dies. I'm pretty sure they tried the cop. I think he's going away for 7 years. Is that what it is? 7 to 9 years or something?
3 to 9?
3 to 9. And Mondani was all about getting that guy, getting that cop. And similar story as well. Guy goes after a cop with a knife, goes to attack the guy. The cop shoots the guy. Mondani then says, well, this can't stand. And he felt so sorry for the family of the guy that attacked the cop with the knife. He said, these cops are just waiting. They're going to run up all of their vacation. They'll take care of all the rest of the stuff. And then they're going to go because they don't want to be a part of the city. And then it's going to get even worse. It's so sad for the people there. I don't know what's happening with the city of Seattle when it comes to Katie Wilson and the police. There have been rumblings as well that some will be leaving as well. I think they're at a net positive. All the cops that retired, all the ones that came in and trained, those that have passed. I think they've got one extra that have made it through if you take those that have lost and those that have come in. So a few more police officers needed, of course, in place like New York City always, but then also in Seattle. But are they allowed to enforce the law? That's a whole nother question because I didn't get a chance to talk to Katie about that. Can you do drugs in Seattle? As our friend Andrea Suarez from We Heart Seattle says, the drugs are cheap and the crime is free. What are you looking for? Make me nervous.
Oh, sorry. I was.
No, you seem really typing away.
I got deep into the weeds on this cop throwing the cooler.
Yeah, you wanted to know why.
I was trying to figure out where he got the cooler from as well. I was just intrigued.
Is it a Yeti?
I'm not seeing a brand on it, but they're calling it a picnic cooler.
And he threw it at the guy. The guy flies off the thing. So now that cop, they charged him with murder. I guess murder too. Right?
Manslaughter.
Manslaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you see, a picnic cooler is your average cooler. Most likely that cooler was an igloo.
Thank you, Nate.
All right. We will check with the judges. Will we accept igloo? Igloo. Nate is saying igloo. And the judges say yes, Nate.
Yes.
And now you get to do traffic. Nathan.
Sweet. Day and night plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric has our update. It is so busy out there. Here are some of our bigger backups. Everett to Marysville is a half-hour commute, and it is packed from the Boeing Freeway all the way to 529 heading into Marysville. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both pushing an hour. I-5, you're slow from Northgate through Linwood. 405 slows from Kirkland into Alderwood. North 5 into Seattle, bumper to bumper from the north end of Boeing Field across the Ship Canal Bridge. It's 45 minutes just to get through downtown Seattle. North 405 is solid from South Center through the Renton S-curves. You're just barely moving in this backup. And once you get up to about the Renton Landing, things open up for you. South Center to Bellevue, 40 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is a half-hour commute. You're slow from 405 really all the way into Fife. And a reminder, we've got a full closure on eastbound 18 over Tiger Mountain between Issaquah Hobart Road and I-90. This is through the weekend as crews wrap up paving projects. So your detour route is Issaquah Hobart Road, and this is for passenger vehicles only, not big rigs. Trucks and semis need to stick with 405 and I-90. This month, when you install a new AC or heat pump, you'll get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Schedule today at dayandnight.net. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
ICE agents have now been deployed to 14 airports across the country.
Traffic.
Did they open lanes?
They just reopened all lanes of northbound I-5.
Engaging conversation.
If he ends this right now, it only emboldens Iran. That's a big, big mistake.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! JSN!
Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Gas prices are at record highs. Markets are volatile. And if you're retired or close to it, I know what you're thinking. Is my plan strong enough for what's coming? Most financial plans aren't built for times like these. They're built for the good times. And that's a problem. That's why one of the Northwest's best-known retirement attorneys, Rajiv Nagayach with LifePoint Law, is personally leading seminars where you'll learn why the planning you've already done may not be enough and what a real retirement plan looks like when your healthcare, housing, legal protection, and finances all work together. No sales pitch, no obligation, just 90 minutes that could change the way you think about your future and give you the peace of mind that you won't run out of money or become a burden on your family.
Attend a free LifePoint Law retirement seminar in Puyallup on May 5th, Federal Way on May 6th, Bellevue on May 7th, or Linwood on May 12th. Seminars begin at 6:30 p.m. Seats are limited, so register now at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
So, what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hartley here from Wilcox Farms. For over 100 years, my family's been committed to doing what's right. At Wilcox Family Farms, that means caring for our hens with healthy pasture environments and a diet of organic grains and flax seeds. It's how we produce eggs that are wholesome, flavorful, and good for you. Next time you're at an egg case in your local store, we hope you feel good about choosing Wilcox eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. For 34 years, they've been giving honest advice you can trust as your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts and debt consolidation specialists, too. Just web search Best Mortgage.
Isn't it odd how a simple act of kindness makes the news? What does that say about us as a species? This guy goes, Domino Dan. Dan the man goes viral after getting a customer a Diet Coke, even though they ran out. This is the lead. Just tell me he hasn't started a Go Front Me campaign.
Definitely has, yeah.
No.
Diet Coke head.
I did actually, the voicemail just popped up. I didn't see a phone call. I'm sorry,
okay,
sorry about that.
Okay, this is from somebody's Ring
That's
camp, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a Diet Coke.
Oh, okay.
I stopped at the store though. So.
Oh, you did not have to do that.
Oh, that's okay.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh man, hold on now.
Well,
do you have a way I can add more to your tip, because you deserve more than that. I don't have any cash on me. Right?
I'm lost.
It's just a...
No, but we ran out of a Diet Coke. So Dan went to the store and got a Diet Coke?
Yeah, he's the delivery guy.
Delivering, and they didn't have any Diet Coke when he went at Domino's. So
Yeah.
he goes there for the extra thing and gets the Coke.
The delivery driver, yeah.
Okay.
oh, don't worry about it. That's fine. $6.60. That's a good tip.
No,
the store's right next to us. You know.
Yeah, okay, I'm with Dan on this. Not that big of a deal. First of all, it's not like he was, he's an architect who all of a sudden decides to deliver the pizza and the Coke. He was already going to the guy's house anyway to deliver the pizza. They didn't have any Diet Coke at the Domino's, so right next to Domino's, Dan the man just walks over there and picks up a Diet Coke.
Right.
It is no big deal.
Exactly, Teeny. And then delivers it to the guy's house. I'm sorry, there's no need for a parade for this guy.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, that's okay.
If I call into the store, can they take more on that tip? I wish I had cash for you.
Oh, you don't need to.
Oh,
that's a good tip.
All right. What's
and
your
I'll
name?
reimburse. Mine's Dan.
Dan, I'm Brian. I appreciate you. You're
Good God. This guy that's getting the Diet Coke, it's like Dan has given up his kidney for him or something. It's a Diet Coke.
Dan regrets telling him that he went to any effort.
Exactly. This is where like, don't worry about it.
I just want to get back to work, man.
I got to get it back in the car. This guy's like, is there anything I can do? Here, take this dog. Come into the house. Any furniture you might like.
I wish I had cash for you.
Oh, you don't need to.
Oh.
That's a good tip.
All right. What's
And
your
I'll
name?
reimburse. Mine's Dan.
Dan, I'm Brian. I appreciate you.
I'm Brian. Like, he needs it. What is going on in the world now?
You're the store up.
You know what, Dan? I'm Brian. Why don't we share the Coke together?
Yeah.
Let's both drink out of the same cup. Or no, I'll put it into 2 separate cups, and then my arm will lock around your arm, and then we'll have our hands open.
Yeah.
That weird like thing that no one does.
That couples thing?
The couples thing? Yeah.
Maple Grove?
Yeah. Call him and tell him that Dan. He's a great driver.
I'm going to, Dan.
I've worked
I appreciate you very much.
14 years I've worked there. I'm retiring.
Really? You know what I'm going to do?
days.
I'm going to quit my job and work with you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It's supposed to be a happy story, but these people, get a life.
People are donating to the GoFundMe out of sympathy he had.
To both of them?
to Domino's Dan.
Get a room, you two.
Perhaps mainly because he had to suffer through this interaction with Ryan.
Exactly. Oh, now we all had to live through it. Here's Nate Check and Travis Nathan.
Thanks, John. The Emerald Queen Casino has our update. Got a new collision. Actually, it's a stall, South 5 on the Ship Canal Bridge. It's blocking 2 left lanes. So you're backed up in the North Gate, and Linwood to Seattle right now has gone up to 45 minutes. North 5 through Seattle is also a 45-minute trip with a 7-mile backup that starts at the north end of Boeing Field across the Ship Canal Bridge. Northbound 405 has been bumper to bumper all day from South Center through the Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue, give yourself 40 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is a half hour, but it's slow from 405 into Fife and really beyond that. Westbound 16 in Tacoma, we're bumper to bumper from Union all the way to the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, where 2 right lanes are closed for emergency repairs. It's about a half hour to get through this backup. And a reminder, eastbound 18 is closed over Tiger Mountain starting at Issaquah Hobart Road through the weekend. It's comedy superstar Jeff Dunham, July 24th at the Emerald Queen Casino. Don't miss this Laugh Out Loud show featuring ventriloquism. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Rising blast, left field, grand slam, Rosarena!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
What are your Mother's Day plans? Spike O'Neill here. This Mother's Day, put a date on your calendar to go have lunch at an Aegis Living community. See for yourself the amazing amenities, the lovely decor, and most importantly, the kind community of people that Mom and your family and friends could be around. So make it a point this Mother's Day to schedule a visit to an Aegis Living community. When you visit the community at Aegis Living, you're going to say to yourself, this must be the place, because it is. Schedule your visit today at agesliving.com/spike. That's agesliving.com/spike.
Dr. Mark Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures, including mine, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. And we've interviewed over 100 of Dr. Wagner's patients, and we hear the same things. It changed my life. I'm back to doing the activities I love without pain. It really works. It's remarkable.
We love helping people get back to living life to the fullest and doing the things they enjoy most.
They also must really enjoy not having the pain and recovery time with surgery.
Stem cell therapy is a 60-minute, non-surgical, minimally invasive procedure to eliminate pain, regenerate cartilage, treat tendon and ligament tears, osteoarthritis, and chronic tendinitis.
And you only use the patient's own stem cells.
That's right, their body's own stem cells.
So, whether it's a hip like me, an elbow, shoulder, or knee...
Don't forget ankles, wrists, and thumbs.
Yep, those patients too. Before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD first. Learn more at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Washington's lottery gives out a lot of green to winners in schools and retailers awesomely. Nearly 600 mil to people that play. Another 180 mil to vocational training and education from preschool to college. Now you got the knowledge, a win-win for all of us. Play Washington lottery, lottery, lottery. Play Washington lottery, lottery, lottery.
Visit WildLottery.com. Who benefits to learn more.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. An American flag was raised today above some of the rubble in Enid, Oklahoma, after an EF4 tornado hit the area last night. The destruction was massive, but no lives were lost. CBS's Lana Zach has more from Enid.
Rayanne Hunt scooped up her dogs and cat and ran to an underground shelter with her husband and 2 others.
Then we came out and it was like, oh my gosh. My husband has a 40 by 60 shop back there, and it's leveled.
Locals tell me that almost none of the homes here have basements, so it's really remarkable that so many people were able to stay safe.
More storms are possible tonight as tornado watches are posted in Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas. Growing wildfires are blamed for the death of a firefighter in northeast Florida and the destruction of 120 southern Georgia homes. Fire officials say thousands more remain threatened. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp says investigators believe a fire in Brantley County was sparked by an aluminum party balloon touching power lines. Iran's foreign minister is in Pakistan, where he is expected to discuss solutions with Jared Kushner and Stephen Witkoff representing the White House. But CBS's Ed O'Keefe says what may be just as important, who is not going to be in Islamabad.
Certainly appears to at least show the world that the United States is willing to listen. But the fact that the vice president is not heading suggests that these talks may be preliminary or somewhat meant to indeed just feel them out and see how serious they may be about proceeding towards some kind of substantive agreement.
The Justice Department is no longer investigating Federal Reserve Board Chairman Jerome Powell. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
Federal prosecutor Janine Pirro announced she's dropping the probe. On social media, she stated instead the Federal Reserve Inspector General will investigate cost overruns for renovations to the Federal Reserve headquarters. The Inspector General has twice reviewed the project and found no wrongdoing. Dropping the criminal investigation helps clear the way for the Senate to confirm a successor to Jerome Powell, whose term as chairman expires next month. The investigation was widely viewed as part of President Trump's effort to pressure Powell to lower interest rates, thereby undermining the independence of the Fed. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Cases of Lyme disease are on the rise in Michigan. CBS News Detroit's Elle Myers.
According to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, tick populations are on the rise. I learned that warmer spring months mean the bugs have more time to mature and get to biting. I dug into the numbers and found that in 2020, MDHHS logged 471 new cases of Lyme disease. In 2025, that number jumped to 2,167.
This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here?
How is this possible? Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on.
Why? It's time for 60 Minutes.
Coming up, new details on that damning audits at the region's homelessness authority. But first, Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thank you, Aaron. KIRO Newsradio App has the update. In Seattle, we just cleared that stall off the South 5 off the Ship Canal Bridge. You're backed up to Northgate Way, and of course, that continues down to I-90. Very typical for this time of day. Linwood to Seattle, though, is a 45-minute drive right now, a 20-minute delay. North 5, we're solid approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. This is starting to thin down just a little bit. 40 minutes still to get through downtown. Seattle to Everett has improved to 40 minutes. You're slow from 145th and Shoreline into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, though, we're pushing an hour, 55 minutes. It's slow from Kirkland all the way to the Alderwood interchange, and then you'll join the North 5 back up. Everett to Marysville has improved to 20 minutes. Still heavy between Highway 2 and 528. North 405 is bumper to bumper from South Center through those Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue, 40-minute trip. Seattle to Federal Way is a half hour. We're slow from 405 into Fife. North 405, we just covered that. In Tacoma, westbound 16, you're bumper to bumper from Union Avenue to the Narrows Bridge, where 2 lanes are closed for repair work. Plan on a half hour to get through this backup. Text APP to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granello. Auditors are right now laying out a picture of deep financial dysfunction at the King County Regional Homelessness Authority. They're detailing this week's forensic audit that reveals a $45 million cash deficit and $13 million that went missing from the agency.
What I want you to understand is how difficult this will be to reconcile. Our accounting team spent a lot of time on attempting to reconcile the balance. K3HA also told us that they could not reconcile it as well.
The auditor says fixing these problems will take a major organization-wide overhaul. King County Councilmember Rod Dembowski says it's too late for that. He wants the agency to be dissolved.
It'll take some time to smartly and strategically wind this down and transfer operations over. The work has to continue, right? But we don't need to be running it through a separate layer of government that has very little oversight and control and has not been able to get the job done.
He tells KIRO Radio's Jane Ursula he will introduce that legislation next week. New tonight, Tacoma police are investigating the death of an infant as a homicide. KIRO 7 TV's Gary Horker has more.
This all started back February 10th when an infant was brought to Mary Bridge Children's Hospital. It's still unclear exactly what kind of injuries the child had at the time, but the child unfortunately died. This week, the Pierce County Medical Examiner finally, after all that time, ruled the child's death a homicide.
And so far, nobody has been arrested. The man convicted of shooting a wheelchair-bound Navy veteran at Seattle's waterfront will spend 3.5 years in prison. Gregory Tim was sentenced today for shooting Harold Powell last July as those 2 men argued and Powell pulled a knife. Tim was found guilty of second-degree assault. FEMA says it is turning down parts of Washington's request for disaster funding from last December storms. The Fed said no to $36.5 million statewide mitigation grants, which Governor Ferguson requested in February.
The damage in many parts of our state, as I've mentioned many times, would have been even worse, significantly worse, without infrastructure to protect against the flooding.
The state has 30 days to appeal this decision. FEMA did approve aid for individuals. Now to your forecast, looking at partly cloudy skies tonight, but pleasant temperatures and sunny skies for the weekends. Right now, 63 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Can we do the Zach? Give me my last song.
Oh, you want Zach?
All
right, hang on.
It's a Friday. This song.
Where's Zach?
The first time we ran it, Joe didn't know there's a curse word in there, so it's my song. I sing this on Saturday nights. Whole family gathered around.
People keep trying to tell me how to live, and I'm just over here running out of stuff to give. I ain't worried about it.
Right. Aaron's like, yeah, he's got this.
I ain't worried about it.
It's weekend.
Oh, man. Can't come soon enough.
I know. I think it's a marijuana reference, if you don't ask me. Last part. Yes.
Just take a look at the sky up above. All in my
Well, Mayor Katie Wilson very excited because she's got her bus, the late 8. They had the big press conference. I saw there was some funny thing that happened. They looked like they were setting something up and something fell over. Or...
Yeah, I saw that too. I don't know exactly what it was.
Okay, there's good reporting. Nice. Something happened and then something else happened and I don't know what it was. Okay. She's very excited because this bus, they've demonstrated numerous times on Denny. If you don't know this particular lane, all you have to know is that the thing goes about 2 miles an hour because of traffic. Everybody's stuck. And the bus, you can walk faster than the bus. So she's taking away a lane. It's going to be permanent. And then everybody gets a chance to just watch the bus go by while you're stuck in your car. Chris Daniels got a chance to ask some questions because once you close that, they're also going to make some other changes on some of the other roads, which people think this could actually lead to people being hit by cars, or if you're on one of those scooters, you could also be hit because they're rerouting all of the traffic.
She dodged questions like a pedestrian in a crosswalk at rush hour about how it could impact the rest of the street grid and increasing numbers of traffic collisions, given the city's unfulfilled promises to improve multimodal flow on 3 other east-west corridors, Harrison, Thomas, and John. Here's how dicey this could get if drivers were to go...
It's going to be hard to follow this way on the radio, but here we go. Get ready.
It's 1 block to the north here on John, where there is a turn lane and a bike path that...
Got that?
...feeds right into an obscured pedestrian crosswalk. Why not fix that first?
At a higher level, you're absolutely right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then Chris Daniels asked, because Katie didn't answer the question, goes to...
Rob Saka, council member.
Oh, okay. Yeah, listen to this. So Daniels was like, look, this could be a problem because you're going to have some people that are going to be trying to cross this. They're going to be going through the crosswalks, but then people are making right-hand turns and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a real problem. You could have, people get hit. This could be a safety problem, right? That's a legitimate question. Listen to the answer.
Why not fix that first?
At a higher level...
At a higher level? Whatever that means.
You're absolutely right.
Okay. So at a higher level, like if we get a 36,000-foot view of it, you are right. But if we really want to drill down, then who cares? We're not going to fix it.
There are tremendous potential impacts on safety.
Yeah, impacts of a car impacting you. That would be
How is this a good idea?
On balance, Chris, this is a great idea because it helps keep our buses moving on time, reliably.
Over you on a bike. What a weird way to have to. He's got him dead to rights. It's like, look, it's not safe. You're right. It isn't safe. We studied it, and we're going to try to mitigate this in some other way. But to say, yeah, on a higher level, you're right. But when it gets right down to it, we don't care. Which is what he didn't necessarily care. So now the 8 is going to be able to move faster. Generally, people have been saying this for years. I do agree to some extent. The people in government don't want you in your car. They don't like you in your car. They want you on the bus. They want you on the bus. They want you on a train, spending all this money on this stuff. They don't like the fact you drive around. So they just reduce the lanes. They take away, like, for instance, here on East Lake, there's just no parking. They've given bike lanes. They like people on bikes. They don't want you in your car. The best way to do it is to make it as uncomfortable as possible for everybody. So then you'll just eventually give up on the car and get on the bus and develop a fentanyl problem. The other part of you being in your car is the fact that you have to pay for gas. We have some of the most expensive gas in the country because we are single-handedly reducing the Earth's temperature here in Washington, and we pay for it every single time we fill up the car, thanks to the Climate Commitment Act. I would like to meet somebody that voted for that and give them a purple nurple.
Okay.
But Joe did, didn't he?
Did he? Yeah, he did. All right.
Yeah, and I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a purple nurple next time I see him.
When he gets back.
Yeah. Question, in certain states, I'm sorry, did you say?
No, I'm just thinking of all these, to my estimation, ancient trends you'd like to bring back. Purple nurples, calling the bathroom the John.
Indian burn, you know what that is?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Like, when was the last time somebody gave you a good Indian burn or a purple nurple?
Well, here's the thing. I don't even know why I've ever experienced it, because you really have to let someone have access to your arm for quite a while to really get a good grip on it I
remember receiving one, and right. I don't know what it was that I'm like, why am I letting you grab my wrist?
Exactly. I don't know why we all. I think we did.
I think you're a fool if it happens to you more than once.
Exactly.
But
everyone
it's such
does
an experience.
It once.
You just live and learn on that one. Oh, I see what that is.
Purple nurple, though,
that can happen anytime.
Right.
We're all susceptible to a purple nurple. Somebody
no shame. You can't prevent it.
And maybe you like it. Maybe you do. I don't know.
Okay.
By the way, is it obvious that I have had no sleep?
There's been sleepier days than this.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, good.
Ranking Republican in the House Transportation Committee, Andrew Barkis, was asked about pausing the gas tax.
Well, it's unlikely because the gas tax is integral to the budget that we just passed here again that keeps our transportation system moving.
Yes, we have the 48th worst roads in the United States, and we have some of the most expensive gas taxes. So we got to get every dollar of it. It's got to keep coming.
You could offset the gas tax, some of that, with Climate Commitment Act money, because that fund generates billions of dollars.
That's true. They're not going to give anybody a gas tax holiday. The reason you don't do that, because if the price of gas goes down, people buy more of it, and a lot of people don't like that. Plus, when you have to jack it back up again, then it's like, holiday over. Oh, it reminds you you're the bullfrog getting out of the water and then getting back in the water. Barkis says,
if we don't see that changing anytime soon in the Middle East, then we should be making some decisions as we roll into the summer months.
Yeah, the price of gas will start to come back down again as they work through all of this. But, we all pay just this huge amount in order to have the world be just a little cooler in our part of it. By the way, did you hear from Todd Myers after he was on and I just went absolutely that's crazy?
No, we haven't spoken since then. Are you worried about your relationship? Why do you ask?
Because I don't know if he'll come back on again, because I just went nuts on him. And not at him. He's just sort of standing there. And I was just, at one point, I think he tried to distract me by giving me his wrist.
I'd rather suffer an Indian burn.
Just change the subject. I was purple nurpling him with just ranting on that CCA thing. I'm going to respond to, I interviewed Katie Wilson, and I was surprised, one, by the fact that I actually stopped to read people's comments. I don't normally read that. Joe does, or somebody else does on Instagram, but I was bored at the airport this morning. And I was like, oh, look at this. And it divided into three groups. There were the people, why don't you throw more softballs at her? Mm. Then there was the
this is what you get from a Marxist, and she's a fool, and what an idiot, and the people that voted for her are idiots. There were a small group of people like, that's nice. I'm glad you could have that conversation with her. And somebody even sent a text saying that they have a very, very liberal daughter who listened to the interview and said, that's a really nice way. That's the way people should be able to do interviews. So one person who did write me asked, how do you go about interviewing somebody that you're diametrically opposed to? And I wrote the guy back. And then he wrote me back. And I'm like, okay, stop writing. Like at a certain point, you have to put the emoji on there, which is like,
Yeah, thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Let's
Which means
move
like,
on with our lives.
we're done. Right. All right. So going into these interviews with people you don't necessarily agree with, you have to assume, and you can play this game with all sorts of people. You have to assume that what they want is the best. It doesn't matter if it's crazy, but they're just assume that they think and they know that that this is good, that they're coming from a place of goodness. And again, when you put something in there, you could do a Hitler thing on this, and you'd be like, well, he really felt as if he was going to bring Germany back after the Weimar fiasco after World War I, and the country was bankrupt. And if we had a purer race, if we take the German people back up again, we were so humiliated by the loss of World War I. So again, the atrocities, obviously unspeakable, but you just assume that somebody wants something good. That's one. Then assume as well that that they probably are also acting their own self-interest. So they see this as a good thing. They're acting in their own self-interest, and they're expressing their idea. That you lay the groundwork. Where it gets really ugly is when the person decides to take the position of the ends justify the means. When the ends will justify the means. So we will have to hurt a few. We will have to have suffering. We'll have to have this and this because the ends will justify the means, because this is the right or fair thing. And that's where it gets messy. But before you get to those points, you come into these interviews and you say, I'm going to assume that this person wants the best, wants something good, sees a greater good from these actions, and is operating with their own self-interest and would like things to be better. And they think their solution is this. And that's why I was able to, and I like talking to Katie, because I like exploring those ideas. I don't think it's a healthy direction for society, but what she's basically saying is competition's bad, because competition is capitalism, and there's winners and losers, and the losers get hurt, and the winners make money. And then what happens to the losers? That's why capitalism is bad. You should expand on it more, but I'm assuming from what I've read and talking to her. So then she says, well, then let's not we don't need to compete. We can all work together. And if we all work together, then we don't have people that don't have a house and don't have food. We're all working for the common good. And that'll be a good way for all of us. Rather than competing in a dog-eat-dog world, we'll just work together and it'll be fine. Well, in the 1860s, there were a number of communes that spread up. One of them was called Harmony Town. I think it was Harmony. Yes, Harmony. I think it was Missouri. And they went in there. These intellectuals said, if we all just sort of shared the work and we grew the crops and then we made the food and then we all did stuff together, we would all be equal. We'd all have places to live. We'd all have food. We'd all be working for the purpose of the good of the group. Well, it lasted about 3 months until it started to fall apart. It took about a year, almost 18 months, so the whole thing was gone. And the reason is because some people don't like to clean out the stalls. They don't like to have to go muck around in the outhouse. And they would say to the guys that were in charge, the other thing was there were people that were in charge. That was the other thing. And they were like, you'll do this and you'll do that. And then next time you get a chance to muck out the stalls and then you can do this. And people are like, well, I don't want to do that. And they said, well, everybody has to do it. Well, why aren't you doing it? Well, I'm in charge. And then they're like, well, why don't you get in the outhouse, Mr. In Charge? Well, yeah, but I'm busy, organizing this other stuff. Besides, I'm sort of intellectual, and I'm not really good with my hands, especially if it's in your poop. So I don't want to be involved with that. And what happened was, you would get people would say, when they were trying to divvy up the chores, they would say, yeah, hey, listen, I'll get you some extra bread if you let me not have to go do that. And then there were all these side deals that were being done. And then people knew there were side deals being done. And then there was distrust. And they're like, why are you helping? And, I'm too busy or I'm hurt or whatever. Because then people acting their own self-interest, because people are basically selfish, and they don't want to have to be told what to do. And within 18 months, Harmony Town or Harmony, the land of, I forget the guys that set the thing, the three of them all got it going. It just fell apart. And there were other ones as well. So we've tried this idea that we're all work together, but it's not how human beings are designed.
Socialism failing to work as it always does. You talk about giving everybody something free and all of a sudden there's no food to eat. Hello. Anyway. 0-2.
0-2. The last part of it is the reason man is flawed and can't all work together is because the nuclear family creates an authoritarian system where the father's in charge, the mother is underneath, then the kids all answering to the father, and they compete for the father's attention, and they compete for food and love in that home. But if you break apart the nuclear family and you really sort of establish how society, we're all in it together, then we wouldn't have the urges to be looking out for ourselves. And that's basically it. If you talk to a postmodern Marxist, that's what they want. And then they'd be like, then we wouldn't have the poor. Everybody would have everything you need. You don't have to have a big, huge house. You don't have to have this and that. We would all be, satisfied helping each other.
Wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald a Marxist?
He was a communist.
Oh, communist.
Yeah. But even Marxists, even Marx didn't like communism at first. But then he's like, coming around. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Nice little tip. Judges accept that one? Yes.
Well, it popped up in my head. I'm sorry.
Judges won't accept it. Too late. Never take your traffic. Nate?
Subaru up you wallop. All right, North 5 through Seattle. We're solid from the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. 40 minutes to get through this. Seattle to Everett, we've improved to 40 minutes. You're still slow from 145th and Shoreline into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett's at 50. You're slow from Kirkland to the Alderwood interchange. North 405 in the south end, still absolutely packed from South Center through the Renton S-curve. So South Center to Bellevue is at 40 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is a half-hour commute. You're slow from 405 into Fife. North 405, I just went through that. Bellevue to Renton, less than a half hour. It's packed from 520 into Cold Creek Parkway. Tacoma to Olympia, plan on an hour. You've got a 4-mile thick backup through JBLM, and then scattered backups now from Nisqually into Olympia. With the high gas prices, now is the time to buy a hybrid or all-electric at Subaru of Puyallup. Great selection and pricing, or at your stress-free dealership, SubaruofPuyallup.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO News Radio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, hey, we're having productive talks.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV. So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years, like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models? Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through Sunday, May 3rd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-478-6430 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-478-6430. That's 800-478-6430. What do you have to lose? Call 800-478-6430. Again, 800-478-6430.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. According to naturalists from Puget Sound Express, it's been an incredible week of wildlife on the Salish Sea. Numerous families of Biggs orcas are in the area hunting seals and sea lions, and migrating gray whales are feeding on ghost shrimp. Last week marked the first sightings of the year of migrating adult humpback whales and the elusive tufted puffin. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds. These tours are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Starting May 1st, Puget Sound Express is launching a new all-day tour departing from Edmonds that includes a 2-hour stop on San Juan Island. Orcas, gray whales, humpbacks, minke whales, and so much more. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granello. Peace talks between the U.S. and Iran are set to resume this weekend in Pakistan. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president's envoys will take part in those talks.
The president has decided to dispatch Special Envoy Witkoff and Jared Kushner back to Islamabad. The Iranians want to talk.
Now, Vice President J.D. Vance, who led the first round of talks, will not attend these negotiations. King County elections officials say claims of insecure elections are unfounded after unused ballots were found near a dumpster in Renton. State GOP Chair Jim Walsh shared a video of those ballots, calling it evidence of election problems. King County Elections Director Julie Wise tells KIRO Radio's Gian Ursula.
Representative Walsh knows my phone number, my email. He knows where I work. He knows where the elections office is. If he really was concerned about democracy, I think that he would have absolutely got a hold of me.
Weiss says the ballots in question were not voted on and had not yet reached voters. The FBI, Postal Inspection Service, and Renton Police are now investigating. One of the world's largest credit rating agencies, Moody's, is signaling it may downgrade the states after lawmakers dipped into its reserves to balance budgets. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey reports.
State leaders are being told the financial check engine light is on after Moody's is considering shifting Washington's outlook from stable to negative, a move that could raise interest rates on borrowing costs for state bonds. The issue is revenue is not keeping pace with spending after multiple years of multi-billion-dollar shortfalls. The latest budget pulls in about $1.2 billion from reserves to close the gap, while the millionaire's tax is not expected to generate revenue until 2029. Moody's warns that could leave the state less prepared for economic shocks. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A Washington Husky is now a Cleveland Brown.
With the 39th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Denzel Boston, wide receiver, Washington.
Denzel Boston was a key playmaker for the Huskies. He is a homegrown talent from South Hill. Seahawks are also due to pick in the second round. They have the 64th overall pick. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 5:33. Here's Nate Connors.
Thank you, Aaron. Bucky's Complete Auto Care has our update. Tacoma, westbound 16, we're still bumper to bumper from Union Avenue out to Jackson Avenue, where two right lanes are blocked for repair work. But once you reach the bridge, you're going to clear out. Also, the Jackson Avenue on-ramp to westbound 16 remains closed. Excuse me. Tacoma to Olympia is a 1-hour drive. Your 4-mile backup through JBLM, and then scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, we're clearing out. We're just down to a half hour. North 5 heading through Seattle, though, we are still solid from the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. It's 40 minutes just to get through downtown. Seattle to Everett, another 40 minutes. Bellevue to Everett's taking you 50 minutes. North 405 in the south end, we're solid from South Center through the Renton S-curves. South Center to Bellevue is going to take you 40 minutes. And crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, we're down to just 20 minutes on both of our bridge routes. Westbound 90, you are heavy across the lake. Westbound 520 jams up in Montlake. For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast now looks perfect for the weekend. Pleasant temperatures, mid to upper 60s, plenty of sunshine. Right now, mostly sunny with a mix of some clouds, and 64 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Marco Casino Resort text line at 1-888-973-5476. You're listening to John Curley Show. You're the show that comes on after the show at 7 o'clock?
Chad Benson?
Yeah.
I've listened to a minute of it.
Singular minute.
Wow.
Just happened to turn it on one day.
And?
That was fine.
Okay, good. Wilcox Family Farm. Let's see if Aaron runs out of here. Spin the wheel quick, Teeny, before you leave. No, he's staying. Names of all the players on the board. There they are, spinning with bright colored. Added some new colors. I love the magenta, and it lands on Jacob.
You didn't have to run because you always know it's going to be me. I just like deviled eggs.
Because your voice is so comforting.
Deviled eggs.
That's it, deviled eggs. Thank you. That's be that in the look under deviled eggs. You'll see it 6 times. Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah, start your day every time.
There we go. Every single
start
time.
Your day with solutions, not problems.
Nice. Southern Poverty Law Center started 1973, 71, 73, somewhere in there. Did good stuff at the very beginning. There were all sorts of problems. You would have the KKK was running around. They were intimidating. You could get I forget the gentleman's name, was accused of murder. They went in there. They fought hard to make sure that the evidence was presented properly. They've got people out of some tight spots. Did good work, really good work. And then as things started to improve, they had to kind of look around. 80s, 90s, like 97, some by about 2000 in there weren't as many people to help. In fact, Morris Dees, who started Southern Poverty Law Center, he said that when the organization hits $50 million, then we're not going to raise any more money than that. That's it. We don't need any more than $50 million. Hire lawyers, to be an advocate. That's it. Okay, I said 50. I meant 100 million. Once we get to 100 million, we don't need. Believe me, we don't need any more than that. Well, apparently it kept going and going and going. They had enormous salaries, right? Some people in there making $416,000 total amount of salaries altogether, adding up rapidly. And they're like, "Hey, we like this. In fact, let's take some of this money, let's move it over to the Cayman Islands so it's tax free." When the folks at the Charity Navigator, Charity Watch, went to give the Southern Poverty Law Center a grade, they got an F. For not good. And they needed to keep people thinking that there were all these problems so that they could get all that money. And they were always sending out marketing and warning everybody. And then they started this map, and they put people on the map. Charlie Kirk, Turning Point, USA, went on the map in May of 2025. 4 months later, he got killed. They would put Republicans are on the hate map. In fact, there was the family. What's the name of that family? Family Research Center. Family Research Center went on the hate map from Southern Poverty Law Center because I guess they didn't like the fact that they were pro-life or whatever their they didn't. Southern Poverty Law Center didn't like the fact that the Family Research Center wasn't for gay marriage. So this guy, Floyd Lee Corkins, decides, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to be carrying a bunch of chicken filet sandwiches, and I'm going to shoot and kill everybody in there because I see on the hate map that Southern Poverty Law Center says these people are horrible. And then after they're dying, I'm going to rub all these chicken filet sandwiches on their face. Well, luckily, the guard who happened to be there was able to take down Floyd Lee Corkins. So none of that happened. The guy that was shot at Steve Scalise that was there at the baseball game also had noticed. Now, there was no direct connection, although the guy that fired at the Republicans at the baseball game, at the practice anyway, he was aware of Southern Poverty Law Center and the hate map. They were basically saying, these are the bad people. Now, the cuckoo people will see the map and then go out there and try to kill some of those people. But just generally, you need to foment all of this angst and anger, thinking that at any minute, any minority groups are going to be destroyed when the KKK comes flying back. Here's a quote. Having learned that they are able to make a living out of their troubles and have grown into the settled habit of advertising their wrongs, partly because they won sympathy and partly because it pays. Some of these people do not want minorities to lose their grievances because then they would lose their job. That was 1911. That was Booker T. Washington, pointing out that the instigators to make everybody think that at any minute there's going to be some horrible thing that's going to happen. So, by the way, send us $100, which George Clooney sent $1 million after Charlottesville. Apple sent $1 million. Chase sent $500,000. These guys were rolling in it after Charlottesville. And we find out, after an investigation, there's an 11-count indictment against the Southern Poverty Law Center because between 2014 and 2023, they were paying informants up to $3 million. And when they were asked about it, we have the guy explaining it. Where is he? Is he in here?
Yeah. His name is...
Where is he?
Brian Fair.
Here. You move to the top. Okay. So this guy, Brian Fair, is going to explain why they were paying people that were in the KKK and other white nationalist groups.
This use of informants was necessary because we are no stranger to threats of violence.
Okay. So they had to pay the informants in the hate group to get insider information because the Southern Poverty Law Center is concerned for their safety.
In 1983, our office...
So we go back to 83. Okay, so they were making these payments from 2014 to 2023, but we're going back to 1983.
Were firebombed.
Yep.
And in the years since, there have been countless credible threats against our staff.
Not so much.
For decades, we engaged in unprecedented litigation to dismantle the Klan and other hate groups.
Yeah.
In light of that work, we sought to protect the safety of our staff and the public.
Okay, so this guy is saying, we took your donations, $3 million or even more, and we paid informants to tell us, this is a big investment, whether or not these hate groups were going to come after us and our building and our employees. Wow. You don't think maybe, as the indictments say, you actually were paying them to foment all of this anger and resentment and just really nasty, toxic, racist stuff? That's going to be the hard part for the prosecutors to prove. You took the money, you gave it to these knuckleheads, and then you wanted them to be able to go around and, stir up trouble so that then the Southern Poverty Law Center would say, we paid them to stir up trouble, and then we benefited from people's response to the trouble by the donations. And that's where the case, I think, falls apart. But it's nice to see them finally outed for the race baiters and the charlatans that they are. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate?
Hey, thank you, John. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. All right, we've got big backups in Tacoma, westbound 16. You're bumper to bumper from Union Avenue to Jackson Avenue. This is our new normal, if you will, because of our two right lanes blocked right there on the Tacoma Narrows Bridge for repair work. I got word from WashDOT about an hour or so ago that they wrapped up the repair work, so now they just have some, little things to wrap up before they can open this up. So I don't think this is going to be closed all weekend, but it is closed right now. So once you reach the bridge, you'll clear out. Jackson Avenue on-ramp to westbound 16 also closed. It's about 25 minutes to get through this backup right now. Tacoma to Olympia, a 1-hour drive. You got a 4-mile thick backup through JBLM and then scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway. We're getting there about a half hour to make it all the way through the Valley Freeway. North 5 is solid from the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. This is a bugger, man. 40 minutes to get through this, just through downtown Seattle. North 405 continues to struggle from South Center through the S-curves. It's bumper to bumper in that backup. South Center to Bellevue, plan on 40 minutes. And a reminder, we've got a full closure of eastbound 18 over Tiger Mountain Summit between Issaquah Hobart Road and I-90 through early Monday morning as crews wrap up paving projects. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
You know how some parts of the house just don't quite work? The closets are jammed, the garage, well, you just avoid that. The pantry, you never want to open it. You can't find anything in there. And you get kind of used to it, and you stop noticing how bad it is. Then you realize, wait a minute, this doesn't work for our life. It's not designed properly. John Curley here for Closets by Design. And it's just not closets. It's garages, it's pantries, it's laundry room, it's home offices, it's wall beds and entertainment centers and mudrooms, the whole house. And here's the difference. Everything is custom, built for your space, your stuff, your life. Nothing is pulled off the shelf. It's not generic. And it really works for you. You don't realize how bad it was because there was just stuff everywhere and you thought, well, we need to get a storage unit or something. Nope, not now because of Closets by Design. Right now, take advantage of a limited time offer. 40% off plus an additional 15% off in 18 months. 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com. That's closetsbydesign.com. 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
ICE agents have now been deployed to 14 airports across the country.
Traffic.
Did they open lanes?
They just reopened all lanes of northbound I-5.
Engaging conversation.
If he ends this right now, it only emboldens Iran. That's a big, big mistake.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! JSN!
Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident,
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see. They know. They hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Looking for lumber with a story? Then you've got to check out the new Earthwise Salvage Lumber Warehouse in Soto. Be the first to get your hands on reclaimed lumber with original character and local history. Their warehouse is packed with new inventory now. But when this wood is gone, it's gone. So act fast. Come visit the Salvage Lumber Warehouse for the grand opening on May 2nd from 11 to 3 in Soto. And remember, this lumber is harvested from structures, not forests. Find them at ewsalvage.com.
Gas prices are at record highs, markets are volatile, and if you're retired or close to it, I know what you're thinking. Is my plan strong enough for what's coming? Most financial plans aren't built for times like these. They're built for the good times, and that's a problem. That's why one of the Northwest's best-known retirement attorneys, Rajiv Nagayach with LifePoint Law, is personally leading seminars where you'll learn why the planning you've already done may not be enough and what a real retirement plan looks like when your healthcare, housing, legal protection, and finances all work together. No sales pitch, no obligation, just 90 minutes that could change the way you think about your future and give you the peace of mind that you won't run out of money or become a burden on your family.
Attend a free LifePoint Law retirement seminar in Puyallup on May 5th, Federal Way on May 6th, Bellevue on May 7th, or Linwood on May 12th. Seminars begin at 6:30 p.m. Seats are limited, so register now at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
2 years ago, my office launched a major media campaign to identify a key witness to our client's bicycle accident, which we later settled for $10 million. Because when we accept a case, we don't rest until we do everything possible to improve our client's chance of recovery. We're one of only a few firms in the state with an in-house investigation team building our clients' cases. So when you hire Davis Law Group, you don't just get a dedicated and award-winning legal team. You get our commitment to better service and even better results. Request a free consultation today at 206-888-8888.
Washington's lottery gives out a lot of green. The winners and schools and retailers are serene. Washington lottery, Washington lottery.
Visit walottery.com. Who benefits to learn more?
The John Curley Show Mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Thank you, Restoration. All right, Hudson, I think you've got a song, don't forget, on the mailman, As You Can See. Just start close enough. All right. We'll get to all the letters, but first take care of all the rest. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. I started.
You start.
Started off talking about data centers, area code 253. Another positive that happened in Quincy when all the data centers came in is that Microsoft built a brand new high school for them. It is an amazing, state-of-the-art place that they would not have gotten otherwise.
Dan in Stanwood says data centers are changing climate with evaporation, causing microclimates Check into it.
Check into it.
I'm going to put that over into the check into it pile over here.
Sully wrote in, because we were talking about purple nurples.
Yes,
He
good.
says, return the Wet Willie and the Rear Admiral. I know Wet Willie. I don't know Rear Admiral.
Anybody on Rear Admiral? Anyone?
Sully will have to show us.
Anyone? Nate doesn't know it?
No, I'm glad to say that I do not.
Okay, Nate's comments. Tina, the 425, says, what else do you have in your pockets besides assortments of condiments, Mr. Smiley Finger Nate?
Compliments. Condiments.
What?
Remember earlier I said I had a
Never
pocket
mind.
full.
Moving on.
Okay, then.
Yes. John Dancing. What does it say?
Trina on YouTube. OMG, I love John's willingness to just dance like no one's watching and let go and be goofy.
Yes.
We never rude. We don't cop out.
Airport drinking. Jesse in the YouTube says, I used to do the morning drinks at the airport when I was a frequent flyer. What time zone are we in? All of them.
Larry King.
Yes, Larry.
As we just heard, area code 360. My favorite segments are when you guys just talk and laugh with each other and everyone chimes in. It's real and no stress. Jacob's laugh. Sleep tight.
Because what do we? How did Rye describe the show? Super
headline news.
Super headline news. Tin Hat Jason says, awesome Larry King clip. Not sure. I haven't heard the whole thing. I looked it up. Look it up in the book. Of course, it's a classic drop. Yes.
Marathon finish. Mike in Portland. I ran the Boston Marathon on Monday, and it was very cold. Started out in the high 30s, finished in the mid 80s. So apparently not mid 40s, not 80s.
Wow,
that was a big swing.
Yes. Doug, we didn't get to Doug and Mountain Burning.
That's okay.
Oh,
And now it is time for the
not good
winner
for
of the
Doug.
day.
Oh, it is Tin Hat Jason again. I couldn't have asked for a better show on my day off. Nate, Jacob, John, Aaron, a hidden Andrew. Dude, you guys are giving me some serious nostalgia. Hidden? Why are you hidden, Andrew? I don't actually get that.
Because he's not on the camera very often.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
All right.
Hidden Andrew.
I think we should do another hour, but let's tape it because I don't feel well.
Oh, yeah.
And then let's have a great weekend. All right, everybody? Have a fun weekend. Get some stories. Talk to people. Be good to each other out there. Put down the book.
And we'll be right back.
That's right. Nate, try back.
Here I am, my brother. Carpet Liquidators has our update. Good news in Tacoma. Crews just wrapped up that repair work on the Narrows Bridge, so all lanes are now open. We're still stop and go from South and 19th to Jackson Avenue, but even this backup's going to thin out really quickly at this point. Tacoma to Olympia has improved to 50 minutes. Still got a 3 to 4 mile solid backup through JBLM, and then you're a little slow heading into Olympia. Westbound 18, you're bumper to bumper from 167 to I-5. North 5 through Seattle, we're solid from the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. 40 minutes to get through this. Northbound 405, still bumper to bumper through South Center, all the way through the Renton S-Curve. South Center to Bellevue is going to take you 40. And Bellevue to Renton right now is at 25 minutes. It is heavy from mid-Bellevue through Factoria. Get your entire home installed for just $99 at Carpet Liquidators. From carpet to flooring, Carpet Liquidators has got you covered. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Owie, wowie.
What's
What's with the
water heater's worn out?
way less hot water?
Takes a lot longer, too.
Sounds like a goner.
Worst of all,
What?
wasn't planning on it.
We can help.
Apollo Plumbing.
Ready right now to get you
in hot water.
Same day.
Not this day. My budget.
How about with easy payments?
How much easy?
Around $50 a month with approved credit.
A new water heater?
50 gallons of 100% hot water delight.
For about $50 a month.
51, 52 to be precise.
And you can do it
today if that's what you need.
Is it ever?
Apollo installs new ones with code upgrades.
Can't beat that.
Actually, I can.
What?
Your same-day water heater replacement includes Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which means?
Apollo Plumbing covers your new water heater for life.
You mean should it ever wear out?
Apollo Plumbing replaces it free.
And if it needs service?
Service is included for our A-list members.
Wow!
Your new water heater is ready
right now
at apolloplumbing.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-478-6430 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-478-6430. That's 800-478-6430. What do you have to lose? Call 800-478-6430.